A federal judge ruled that rap and fashion mogul Sean Diddy Combs will serve 50 months in prison after being found guilty this summer on 2 counts of transportation for the purpose of prostitution. Sean Combs is appealing the verdict and has announced his bid to run for president on the GOP ticket. GOP stands for Government of Pervs. At least 14 people were shot, 2 fatally, and at least 5 with life-threatening injuries at an intersection near downtown Montgomery, Alabama, last Saturday night. There were 2 parties shooting at each other, according to police. There is a $50,000 reward being offered for information leading to the arrest of the perpetrators. Thoughts and prayers are pending as authorities wait for more information on the victims. They may not deserve them. On the 6th day of the shutdown, Trump gives the country nothing for the needy. But the shutdown is working for rich folk. The Federal Reserve is open, Wall Street merger approvals are open, and the DOJ has paused monopoly probes. Once again, Republicans prove that government is broken by breaking it. This has been the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll with headlines and punchlines for October 6, 2025. Join me live at the Church of Last Resort, Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on MindDog TV.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as statement of fact. Independent fact-checking and corrections are encouraged.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
There's a lot of intro stuff going on here. And then
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Really? Nah. You know what? That's a little. We don't mess with stuff out here. That's old school technology. That's gonna shut off my stuff. I know it is. I don't have to worry about it. Hey, Lou. Oh, good morning, folks. One last hit of coffee there. Good morning. It is Monday, October 6th, 2025. I am always surprised that I made it through the weekend. I'm surprised we get to the weekend, then I'm surprised I made it through the weekend. All the shit going on in the world. Today, we have a guest who has so much going on that I don't know what to talk to her about. She's got a book about beating cancer. She's a filmmaker. She's into paranormal stuff. She's on the cover of magazines. She's all over the world, all over the place, all over the map. But we'll figure out what we'll talk about. We'll talk about her book and beating cancer in 4 weeks with just diet and exercise. So I almost died this weekend. I could probably say that about every weekend for the last 66 or 67 years or something. So I'm working here Saturday night, and I just hear a little like, and there is an animal. And I say an animal. I want to say a wasp, but if I say a wasp, you'll think, wasp. This was as big as a bird. I mean, something out of a sci-fi movie or something. And it was a wasp, and it came and it sat right there out of my weed jar. And my biggest phobia, I mean, I got a lot of phobia. I'm a fucked up dude. I got a lot of phobias, but my biggest phobia by far is insects with stingers. Little ones, that birds. So I'm panicking now. Like, what do I do? I'm not going to swat this thing because this thing, it's not going to take a swat. I'm going to have to go 15 rounds with it and maybe lose. So I ran looking. I'm like, I don't want it like going someplace where I can't find it. And that this is in the back of my mind. So I finally found some wasp spray and sprayed it and killed it. And I'm telling you, the thing had weight to it. Like it was, I don't know. I didn't weigh it, but it felt like a good pound. Good pound. It was heavy, like a steak you buy. And then I started panicking. Like, how did it get in the house? Because we don't have any windows open. Where did it come from? I haven't opened the door in hours, and something like that would not just slip by me as I'm coming in the house. Where did it come? And I still don't know where it came from. So I haven't been able to sleep thinking, are they in the house somewhere? I'm outside checking well, we got siding here and they can't really get into the roof and attic and stuff but I'm neurotic now. I can't sleep. I'm worried that there's a family of them somewhere. And my God, I'm telling you, and I looked it up. It's like a giant northern cicada killer. The cicada killer. And sometimes they go in solitary units, and sometimes, or most often, they come with an army. So I'm scared shitless. It could happen here today. If you see something past the camera and me running out, you'll know exactly what that's all about. And maybe I should have put on pants. Is all I'm saying. So we're going to hear about cancer survival. We're going to hear about we're going to hear about creating artwork that Disney used in a movie, and then not letting them use that or stopping them from using that movie, rather than just saying, "Just pay me. You can use it all you want. Just pay me." That's what I would do. Well, maybe I'm a little confused about that. That's what we're going to talk about in a minute. But right now, I think I need something to get me over my wasp fear. I didn't read what GD just put on the screen there, but I'm sure it was something to get me even more neurotic than I already am. So I'm just going to chill out and take some Mind Bloom. And when we come back, we'll say hello to GD, and then we'll say hello to our guest. I'm not going to say her name until it's time to bring her in because it's an unusual name, and I want to talk about her name first. So let's do some Mind Bloom. Ketamine, baby. Let's do it.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
What does that mean, content? A lot of content. What? That's an overused word, ladies and gentlemen. In the room with me now, a man who is, why do I always say R? Because there used to be multiple men, but now there's only one man. A man who never got stung by a bee, but he floated like a butterfly. GD Fenderson. Good morning, GD.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. There's still time to order your Coffee with the Dog government shutdown advent calendar.
Oh, I like it.
Each day is something new. It could be chocolate. It could be a turd. It could be a chocolate-covered turd. Let's see what today brings.
Chocolate turd.
Oh, got lucky today. It's got nuts.
I don't know.
All proceeds from the sales of the government shutdown advent calendar go to a cause. Support your local merchandise and enjoy the suffering. Good stuff today.
I don't know if maybe we have different definitions of get lucky, got lucky, whatever. Mine would not be that. That's all I'm saying. Got lucky today.
Are you kidding? You love chocolate.
I do love chocolate.
And that's what I got today. I got chocolate.
Oh, well,
with almonds.
That's fortunate.
Oh, you wouldn't want the almonds.
That's what I would say.
Almonds.
I would say that's fortunate. Getting lucky is something else. I don't know. If you got to be from New York, I guess, or Long Island or something.
People need to order their coffee with the government shutdown advent calendar.
Where'd you get that doofy guy on the cover? Oh my God, what a!
It's on the calendar. It's amazing that what you can get with the calendar. It's an advent calendar. Every day is something different.
You really, a team of psychiatrists just could not solve what's wrong with you.
The Reverend asked me to pass you a note because apparently you had issues with a gorilla being friends with Jane Goodall, as if she couldn't be friends with other species. She could only be friends with a chimpanzee. I mean, that's so specious. I mean, Robin Williams was friends with the gorilla and no one says anything. Jane Goodall becomes friends with the gorilla and all of a sudden it's a problem.
No. Gorillas and chimpanzees don't get along. This is I have no problem with Jane
They
Goodall.
weren't in the same room. He was a friend.
Jane didn't hang out with gorillas, by the way. She hung out with chimpanzees, and they're not the same. So when you have a gorilla or a stuffed gorilla, and you're acting like it's a chimp,
he was only stuffed because he had plenty to eat that day. Okay, I'm sure you get stuffed on Thanksgiving, which is coming up. So don't body shame them.
I'm not body shaming anybody. I like gorillas and I like chimpanzees. Chimpanzees are actually more aggressive and more dangerous to humans than gorillas are. They will tear you.
That's why there's no chimpanzees. That's why the Reverend is, he said they were mutual friends. Because the Reverend has never worked with Jane Goodall. But the gorilla and her
91 years old, what an incredible life she had. I mean, we're not celebrating her enough. He would put Charlie Kirk on statues and whatever, and people getting tattoos. Somebody get a Jane Goodall tattoo. I don't know.
Now, the thing that, and this is, now, okay, chimpanzees have been around for a very long time, and so have people.
3 weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. But she is credited with being the one to observe chimpanzees using tools.
Right.
I'm thinking that maybe she's the first one to film it. But
the first one to come around back and tell white people about it.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the natives going like, oh, no big deal. He's using sticks again.
I'm pretty sure the people in Africa who lived around chimpanzees their whole life, for millions of years, they probably saw one using tools. Or they said, "Oh, look, white girl, give me a wrench." I don't know white girls with wrenches. I don't know. All right,
but that is still something. I just thought that, I mean, to me that's akin to, Columbus discovering America or something like that. I'm sure that there are those people.
Who did what?
Well, I'm sure that there are people out there who've seen chimpanzees use tools before her.
Right.
Just the odds of a continent full of chimpanzees and people, and neither one has ever seen them use a tool.
Right.
Remember, the chimpanzee's probably going, look, there's a white woman over there using a tool. That's weird.
Yeah. Speaking of white women, we should get our guest in here because she's been patiently waiting since before I got here this morning.
Yes, before I got here, and I got here 8-something.
What? We need more guests like that. Just sit around and wait for us. Wow. Good.
And that made me nervous because I thought, okay, she's here so early. She's going to see what we're really like and go, I can't. I just can't.
Well, that has happened. That has happened.
Yes, and that's when I
generally it's not there before they come on while we're talking, where the show's already running, and they see this and they go, "What the? I'm not being part of that." I don't even know how to introduce our guest. It's because she's got
co-creator of Scrat, co-creator of Scrat.
Scrat? What is that all? I don't.
SQRAT, Squirrel Rat, Scrat.
Right. Squirrel Rat.
Yeah.
So she's like an artist. She's a author. She's a filmmaker. She's into the paranormal. She's on covers of magazines. She beat cancer in 4 weeks with diet and exercise. Is that enough? And her name has got
I
me.
beat cancer with a stick, but I guess it doesn't count if I hit my brother, right, with a bat.
Yeah. Now there's 2 exact copies of her on the bottom here. I'm going to go with one that I think is right. Her name, ladies and gentlemen, please.
It's like, you know what something it's like? It's like To Tell the Truth. You have
What,
to pick which one is the real Ivy Supersonic.
see, I
Will
wanted
the
to.
real
I wanted to be the first
Ivy
one to say her
Supersonic
name.
please stand up?
All right, let's say hello to Ivy. Oh, there she is. Good morning, Ivy.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Before we get started here, I got to ask you this: what does sound have to do with any of this stuff that we're going to be talking about here today?
What is sound?
Yes,
What does that mean?
it's in your
Oh,
name. Supersonic. Sonic is sound.
Oh.
So your
Well,
ivy is a leaf that grows on the walls in Wrigley Field in Chicago. Ivy that is faster
It's
than
also
the
a
speed of
school.
sound. Right. So it's ivy that is faster than the speed of sound, which is confusing with everything else we're talking about.
well, the stuff that I could do in one day could take someone else a year. And my year could be your lifetime,
All
and
right.
probably not.
All right. Fair enough. Well, where do we begin? Do we begin with the book because you have a book about
Yes.
beating cancer?
Yes, let's begin with the book.
I was gonna say, maybe we should get rid of one of the one of the things so that Matt so that we
Hold
cut
on.
down.
Let me do this. Is this better? Oh, it's
No,
the
I'm
same.
just saying it's saving bandwidth.
That's fine. I don't know if it saves bandwidth. Does it save bandwidth?
Well, if she's streaming 2 images, right, then you're
Not
using it.
to this. No, it's just to the back end. I don't know. I think we're okay, right? We're streaming okay.
We'll find out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was very blurry before. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What happened?
It was blurry and a little freezy, choppy.
Oh, well, maybe it's because there's 2 of them. Let me see if I can kick this one. Can I kick this one? Kick from studio. All right. That might have been a little better. I don't know. Did anything happen? We didn't see.
Yeah, you lost me. Where am I? Am I still here?
Yeah, you're still there.
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay, well, I can't see you anymore, but I guess it doesn't matter, does it?
You can't see us anymore? Wow. All right. See, I kicked the wrong one.
Yes, you did.
How could I know? They both looked exactly the same. You know what? I think do you have 2 tabs open on whatever device that you're using?
No, it says, well, this says StreamYard, and, maybe I do.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Maybe this will work. Okay, you're back. I do have 2 tabs open. I see. Okay.
Where's Ron to play Boomer Corner for us? And you're not even a boomer, are you? You're a young person. Anyway, so the book I got shown here. What's the title of the book? Because it has a tagline: "My Journey with Cancer and How I Kicked Its Ass in 4 Weeks" by Ivy Supersonic.
Yeah, My Journey with Cancer and How I Kicked Its Ass in 4 Weeks. Yeah, by me, Ivy Supersonic.
Okay.
So you can buy this book on Amazon, and if you go to Supersonic Diet, you'll find the book. It's $57.85 for the year. That's the price. And I don't know if you know about the Hebrew in the Hebrew calendar of the year when I wrote it was $57.85. Right now it's $57.86. But so this book gives you a lot of information. It gives you what I ate. It gives you 100 days of the diet. It gives you the photographs of the meals that I guess I invented, because they're mainly salads and salads on a bread. The bread is actually it's not really bread. It's sprouted bread. So it's by Ezekiel, if you know Ezekiel sprouted bread. So it's made differently, and it's the only bread that you can eat on this diet. So this diet is a lot of sprouts, onion sprouts, which you may not have heard of. It's 300 times more powerful than onions. Broccoli sprouts, which is 300 times more powerful than broccoli. So I'm getting the sprouts they're coming in from California, and wheatgrass, which I have that shipped in from Canada. So it's a combination of foods that actually, kill cancer stem cells. So it's a total alchemy, and it's teas, like soursop tea. If you know anything about soursop, which is a fruit that grows in South America, I'm drinking the leaves. So let's see, I'll show you a leaf. So like a soursop leaf, I'm just putting a bunch of the leaves with, the hot water, drinking that 3 times a day, after each meal, making a dark tea, drinking nettle is another tea. So different teas maybe you heard of, or maybe you didn't. Holy basil, turkey tail mushroom, that also is a tea that kills the cancer stem cells. Doing hot water with lemon, turmeric, and cayenne pepper. So it's just a whole mix of foods that you can eat and that you can't eat. So, foods that make the cancer grow is sugar. So you wouldn't want to have a banana, because a banana has sugar, and the body can't really decipher from a good sugar and a bad sugar. It just sees the sugar and grows the tumor. So you're not going to have blueberries. You think maybe something that cleanses the blood is like a beet. So a lot of people eat beets that cleanses the blood. Well, maybe that's good if you don't have cancer. Maybe you want to cleanse your blood before you get cancer. Maybe you want to eat, can I say a shit ton? Eat a shit ton of beets in general. But when you have cancer, don't eat the beets. Don't eat carrots that contain sugar. So a lot of things that you think are healthy and you should eat, apples are healthy. Well, to tell you the truth, I bought an apple last November, and I brought it to the hospital with me, to eat while I was waiting for the PET scan. And I didn't eat the apple. I took it home, I had it in a plastic bag. I put a piece of paper towel inside, and I put it on my counter, and I forgot about it. Anyway, it's almost a year later, and I still have the apple. So I just want to say, if you think that apples are good for you, so food is now, altered. It's not the same food from when you were a child. Is this a poisoned apple? Because apples don't last 1 year on your countertop without putting it in the refrigerator. So I have this one apple. I don't eat apples that often, so I'll just buy like one. So I bought the one, and I would call it a poisoned apple, because no apple will last 1 year. So you don't know what's in the food supply in our food chain that we eat anymore. So people on, Instagram and Facebook and social media, they're all talking about these different things in our food. Like, is there floor cleaner maybe in our cereal? Is there some kind of poison, in our cereal? So things that say natural flavors, like, is that some beaver's butt? So the truth is, you don't know what these things are. And yeah, so I'm eating, things that are mainly vegetables, nuts, legumes. I'm sprouting at home. I didn't even know what the hell that was, but I had to figure it out, because I had to get some protein. So, I took some different beans. You get some seeds, you put it in a little jar. It's hydroponic. You're putting a little water, and it's sitting overnight. It's something, very simple. You're spilling the water out, draining it, adding a little more water. I tell you how to do it in my book. It takes like a second. So I'm sprouting at home, completely hydroponic, no soil. I didn't want any soil. Soil is like, I don't need anything more in my house. I don't need any, soil, so you could spill it on the floor. This is something very simple. So people who have cancer have options. I'm living proof. You have options. They wanted me. We did so when they saw that I had this tumor, so they said I had a cyst, and it wasn't a cyst really. Well, they said it was on my ovary, and they called it a mass, and then they said it was a 15-pound mass on my ovary, and we had to do surgery to get it out. I mean, they actually wanted me to do chemotherapy and like radiation before surgery. And I was like, I'm just not going to be doing that. I won't be doing that. So they did a lot of tests, and then they saw like 15 lesions on my liver. And so I did like a liver detox and a liver cleanse, and I was just praying. And she said, if it was, if it was cancer and it spread and it's like in my liver, then, they can't even do surgery. I don't know. So anyway, we decided everything was fine. She was going to do surgery, remove this 15-pound mass, and she had to do a hysterectomy because I had cervical cancer. And what happened was it metastasized to my ovary, to this 15-pound mass the size of a watermelon. So she took it out and she said, if I feel that it's cancer, I'm going to have to take your lymph nodes. And then there's two sets of lymph nodes. One is the para-aortic, and one is by the aorta, one is by the groin. And if we take those lymph nodes, by your groin, then you'd have, it's a possibility you would have lymphedema, like Wendy Williams, like the elephant legs. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever, let's go. So she said, I was like borderline, so she didn't take any lymph nodes. So, I mean, I was praying before I got in there. I was like, I don't know, your religion, but I was praying, and I was talking to the Rebbe, and I said, please, you be the hands in my surgery. You come, please, Rebbe, come to the surgery, and you be the hands of the doctor. So she didn't take the lymph nodes, and then she called me this year, January 3rd, and she said she was surprised I had cancer. And I was like, oh, okay. And so she said, at the end of the month, I want you to start chemotherapy and radiation and immunotherapy. So this is a test that you take to see if immunotherapy will even work on you. You don't just do it. And anyway, so finally she ordered that test, and it doesn't work on me. But anyway, I went to meet with the people who did the chemotherapy and the radiation because I wanted to hear what they had to say. So I took the meeting, and they said, okay, so we're going to put a port in. I was like, I don't even know what that is. They're going to put it in your chest, and that's how they put, they do the chemo drip, and I could keep the port in for 3 years. I was like, three years? I don't even know what you're saying to me right now, but okay, 3 years. And then with the radiation, she said, we're going to do internal and external. So at this point now, this is the end of January, I decided to go for a second opinion. And I started my diet, I call it the supersonic diet. I started it on January 25th. So on February 27th, I was now at my second opinion. And the second opinions, they always have something different. We're not going to do internal radiation. You're not the candidate for that. Now we're going to do immunotherapy with the chemotherapy, because immunotherapy and chemotherapy go hand in hand because they work well together. So even though I'm not a candidate for that, they work well together. I'm sure someone gets $1 million, from the medical insurance. So I went on the diet, and so I just want to say, they do these cancer blood markers. So they take blood tests, and, before my surgery, one of my markers was like a 280 or something like that. It was high. It was really high because you're supposed to be like a 34. So then after my surgery, when someone's poking around at your cancer and stuff, doing a surgery, I mean, it could spread, right? So it made me very nervous. So I took the test after the surgery, and now I was like a 530. So now I'm astronomically high. I just doubled in my numbers. And I'm thinking like, well, what do I got to do? And I said, my mother had cancer 20 years ago, and I knew that there was a cure. I knew I could cure my mother, but I had no time. Like the doctors said, it's just everywhere. It's everywhere. And, she's got like a month. Anyway, she fell, she died. And I continued to study. So after my mom, this is 20 years ago, I started studying because I knew there's a way to do this. I know there is. So, my father's two brothers were doctors. My father was on his way to medical school and became an attorney. My cousin was a doctor, my great uncle. So I had a lot of doctors. Anyway, I believe that there was a way to do this. And I was like, I know I know there is. I know there is. So, Native Americans, they use all kinds of things from trees. There's thousands and thousands of medicinal cures for everything. Any type of ailment. You could go. There's a store in Manhattan called Flower Power, and I used to go there, and they have like hundreds of different teas for like $3. You buy a couple of let's see, you just buy a couple of things like these are cinnamon sticks. You know what I'm saying? These are in my tea, whatever. There's cloves. Like you just buy a few little things, you mix it with hot water, and you drink it. And I don't know, no one's going to want to tell you about that. So I was drinking, I guess about 8 teas a day plus the hot water. So it was like a constant. It was almost like a constant medication from morning till night. So I did this from morning till night, drinking these teas, eating this diet. And so after I would make the tea, I would make a sun tea. So I had to stop drinking coffee. So I'm a black coffee drinker. I've been drinking coffee since I don't know how old I was, 11, 13, something, since I was smoking cigarettes, which I quit 15 years ago. But coffee, it's very hard to stop. You get these headaches. Anyway, I stopped 10 days before I took I saw my second doctor and took the test. And so now I quit coffee for 10 days because coffee is very acidic. And if you can get your body to be alkaline, then disease can't live in an alkaline body. So that's the main reason why you're stopping coffee. It also has caffeine, which stimulates the cancer growth. It stimulates, if you had a mass, it can make it grow. And also the beans in the coffee, they're roasted. So that's not, something all natural. So, you're changing the chemicals in the beans and you're making them toxic. So I know that we're the coffee show, but if you have cancer, we're not having coffee. We're done. So it's done. So now I didn't drink the coffee for 10 days. I saw the second doctor. He did the blood test on me. He did a few, but the one that was like off the chart, it was off the rail. It was, in January, it was 520 or something. Now I was down to like 30. I did it. I was like, yeah, I did it. I did it in 4 weeks. So I told him, I said I was on on this diet, and that they don't study nutrition. They don't want to know about nutrition. That's not what they do. So how could they tell me great? They can't. They know what they know, and each person's a specialist. Like the person with the immunotherapy, or the chemotherapy, they're a specialist. The surgeon is a specialist.
If I could just slow you down a little bit. I know you're supersonic, which is faster than the speed of sound, but there's an awful lot there.
I want to just tell you, I didn't do any exercise on this diet.
All right.
There's no exercise. Yeah.
No, well, it's not like exercise is a bad thing. If you want to do exercise, you can.
I mean, I go to the gym every day, but the thing is that you're eating a tremendous amount of vegetables, and you don't know if you're having enough protein. Like I'm having almonds, different nuts and seeds, hemp and things. So I didn't want to exert myself not knowing really if I have enough protein in my body. I'm just trying to kill the cancer. So the gym was off the table.
I'm glad we played the disclaimer here today, because I don't want people because I'm glad it worked for you. I am. I don't want people thinking this is a one side that you've discovered a cure for cancer that will work for them, and then they end up dying. I mean, if I am glad it worked for you. I appreciate you sharing your journey with us. The first question that I would ask about this is, any chance they misdiagnosed it in the beginning?
No. So what is happening in social media is that everybody's talking about parasites and parasite cleanses and how parasites and cancer have been mistaken. So I'm like, so they're saying that, so you could, like, if you eat a lot of sushi, there are parasites in sushi, how are you not going to get them? So you have to do like a parasite cleanse. There are parasites in everything, everything, vegetables, everything. So they're saying that the parasites are in your body and they're procreating. And now you're having an egg sac from their procreation. And they gotta take a dump. So they're taking a shit inside your body. So they're just filling up like your body. So if you want to kill parasites, you can have, so part of my diet for breakfast is black walnuts. And I take my coffee grinder for the beans, since there's no more coffee, and I grind up my black walnuts. And they say it's black walnut hull that kills the parasites, but it smells like shoe leather and shoe polish, and it tastes like shoe polish, but you grind it up and you mix it with the hemp seed that's ground up and the flax seed that's ground up and the sunflower seeds. So there's like a whole combination here. And so whether you believe that it's going to work or not, I'm telling you that in 4 weeks, that when I took the blood test and I took all the different CAT scans and PET scans, everything came out clear. I'm not saying go on this for the 100 days. I'm saying start it, see what happens in your 4 weeks. Get on this diet for 4 weeks and see if it works for you. That's all I'm saying. So my numbers, were 5 something, and then they went down. I'm at a 15.
But you had said that before, when your numbers were in the 200s, that you had started the diet. Because you said you went to the doctor, you started the diet, and then your number. So you were already on the diet when your numbers were in the 200s, and then they got to be 500.
No. So when I took the first test, it was last November. It was a year ago. November 4th was my first test, and then I had my surgery on December 19th, and then I went back to the doctor for the checkup to see how I was healing in January of this year. And then my number was 500 and something. And then I started the diet January 27th. And then in 4 weeks, I went to the second opinion.
This year? January 20th?
Year.
Wow.
Yeah. And then he did his blood tests on me February, and February, I think 29th, and it was fine. So he still didn't say I was fine. He didn't say I was in remission. He said I have to do the chemo, the radiation, and all the tests. So I called back the first doctor, and she said, I'm wasting so much time. They need to get me in there to do the chemo and the radiation immediately. That's what we do after surgery. So I said, well, all my numbers are correct. I'm at where you want to be. If you were doing chemo and radiation, my numbers would be right there. I'm there already. All my scans are clean. So I'm here where you want me to be. So anyway, I went back to the first doctor in April, and then I took her blood test again, and they were lower and lower. And she said, they're great. Everything is great. You're in remission. I said, okay, but I knew I was in remission way back in February, but I let her tell me in April, I'm in remission. That's great. And then I wrote the book. But I was taking the notes. I was taking photos of what I was eating. I was writing it all down, not to write a book, but I was writing it all down. I don't know, just because. So I was writing it all down, and I was like, there's no way I could remake this meal if I don't take the picture. And if I don't write down the ingredients, I don't know what it is. I bought a juicer. That was like $30. I mean, you could buy an expensive juicer. I changed to distilled water in like a thick water bottle. So, the distilled water, there's nothing, everything is out of that. There's no, piss or shit or chlorine or chemicals or even the good stuff you're looking for in water. So it's distilled water only. And I'm running everything through my coffee maker. So I bought like a blender, and I have the juicer, and I got some, what is it called? Cabbage. So I got the red cabbage, which also helps cure cancer. So the things on my list that I'm eating, there's like 15 things that get rid of cancer. So it's not like I'm having one thing. It's the combination of everything, pounding it out from morning till night, nonstop. So the only things that I'm intaking are things that get rid of cancer and kill the cancer. And you have to know that, you can't eat cooked food. This is like a raw vegan diet. So you can't eat things that are cooked because you've altered it. So if you cooked your vegetable, you've taken like the sunlight out. So the sun is a nutrient. So if whatever it is, the lettuce, if it grows in the sun, it now has the sun nutrient in it. If you took it and you steamed it, you've now killed that sun. So you don't want to do that. So
you don't want to kill the sun. You don't want to kill the sun. I think that's fair to say. We don't want to kill the sun. I like the sun. Let's keep the sun around for a while.
We want this sun.
I think because solar energy is not stored in that energy. Whatever the energy is, that the radiation, the energy that is received by the plants from the sun, is converted into something else already. So there is no quote sun to kill. It's whatever if a plant takes the sun and turns it into let's say phosphorus or something like that. I don't know. I'm just saying that. Then it's already been changed. It's phosphorus. Or if another plant receives solar energy and takes it and converts it into carbohydrates, that's what it is. You're not doing anything to quote the sun per se.
Okay. So like your tea. So when I make the tea, I'll put it in the mason jar and I'll put it in front of the sunlight in the window. And then we call that sun tea. And then sun tea. And then you put it in the refrigerator. And then when you're ready to drink it, I put it back into the coffee maker, and heat it up. And then I'll put it back in the mason jar, back on the windowsill, back in there. So this is a very simple diet. It's very inexpensive. And you have the diet in the book. You have the photographs. I have all the different blood results. I printed all the blood results so you could see different days what the blood results were. I put in the picture of like my scan so you could see what the tumor looks like, which it looked like an alien. It's taking up my whole, it just looks like a baby. Like I said to the doctor, I said, listen, when I was born, I was 5.4 ounces. I said, so is this like a baby inside of me? How big is it? She goes, oh, it's 2 to 3 times the size of that.
I had a wasp that size the other day. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it was a wasp that was that big.
The wasp?
Yes.
And how'd you kill it? You throw some food on it. Yeah, there's so much poison in the food.
Killer spray from Raid, but it took almost a whole almost a whole can of it. This is a very now. Have you been to the doctor since April to get retested?
Yeah. I was there this summer, July and August. I took the test and the blood test again, and I was fine. And I'm going again November 4th. So. You keep going every 3 months, and you do this for 2 years.
Yeah. Now,
so
what is the doctor's reaction to your story? Like have you gone back to the first doctor who diagnosed you? And said, listen.
Yeah, I gave her the diet. I gave her 10 pages of the diet, and so she knows. I said, listen, I don't know. This is what I'm doing. Here's 10 pages of my diet, put it in the chart, study it, throw it out, look at it, don't look at it, but I'm telling you, this is what I'm doing. She said, oh, okay. All she said, but along with the diet, you have to also do other things. So you're using products that don't have chemicals. So I have my own products, so I have the IV soap. And in my IV soap, it's made with olive oil, okay? And it has 3 ingredients. It has water, it has sea salt, and it has virgin olive oil. So you have to change your soap. You cannot put poisons all over your body because the skin is the largest organ that we have. And when you're putting something on your skin, it's going straight into your bloodstream. So maybe, you don't have cancer, so it's fine for you to use other products. But for people that have or had cancer, you want to change your products. So you don't have to buy them, from me, but you have to buy them from someone. So like I have the body butter. You have to change your creams. I mean, you're putting cream all over your body, everywhere, putting it where they did surgery. This stuff is going into your bloodstream. So anyway, so it's called IV Supersonic Ageless, and this is the hand and body butter. And I'm very particular about my products, and I would only use something that I like and that works. So my products, I love them. I don't just like them, they work. So I have a chemist who's been doing this for 40 years. And I didn't, invent the product. It's a private label. So it's products that people that have or had cancer want to use, and they work unbelievable. So, I have a deodorant. So the first thing, the Ivy Supersonic deodorant, you go to ivysupersonicageless.com. So the deodorant is $15. Okay, so I put it on. Let's see, it's a roll on. You go like that. It's a roll on, but you have to understand there are lymph nodes under your armpits. And if you have cancer, you don't want to put some weird thing with aluminum, some deodorant, which they all contain aluminum. You need things that go.
I think I do.
You want the aluminum?
Yeah.
And just so you know, if you want to remove aluminum from your body, you want to pull aluminum and metal out of your brain, you can eat cilantro. You could buy a head of cilantro. It's like 89 cents. You could eat that, a head of cilantro every 2 or 3 days just to pull metals out in case.
Well, I'm a big fan of toxic heavy metals and things like that. I think
we like heavy metal. We do, especially Ozzy Osbourne. But
yeah,
you have to understand the parasites also, they like heavy metals for whatever the reason. They like to live in that. So sometimes someone may have dementia and maybe they have some parasites and heavy metals on their brain, and you want to pull that out. You want to pull these things out. Eat massive amounts of cilantro. These are simple tricks. These are foods. These are things that are inexpensive. We buy food every day of our lives. And you know what? Women and men, we go on diets every day of our lives. A diet to kick your cancer's ass. This is something everybody should know how to do it. I'm not saying don't have chemo if you like chemo. If you want radiation and you went to Chernobyl,
no, I don't want any of that stuff.
I have a question though, because you're talking about putting things on your skin and the skin being the largest organ. Unless I'm mistaken, you have at least one tattoo.
My organ, first of all. Let's
wait.
Do you have tattoos?
Okay, yeah, the tattoos I got like 20 years ago.
But my question is because tattoos, the reason why now I don't have any tattoos, but my understanding is that part of the reason why they last so long is because they actually have like heavy metals, and some of them are toxic. So
they are.
So why not have the tattoos removed if you're being so careful about what you're putting into your skin?
I would definitely not have the tattoos removed. That's nothing that's not a perfect, it's a very imperfect type of thing. You're going in there like 10 times. They're hurting the fuck out of you. And I wouldn't do that. With my diet and with my products, I was able to be at the numbers that I need to be at. So I'm good. But yes, tattoos, and especially now, you don't know what's in the ink. People are using all different kinds of ink, and the kids or just people know nothing. Go in to get the tattoo. You don't know what kind of ink. You don't know what's in the ink. And right, it does cause a lot of problems in people's lives. So, I got mine 20 years ago. So yeah, I'm not removing them. It's not necessary for this. I didn't, while the cancer was, numbers were high, I didn't dye my hair. You can't put chemicals. You don't want to dye your hair. Yeah, you don't want to do those kind of things. Maybe you don't want to bleach your teeth. You want to try to stay away from as much chemicals. You want to change your sheets and get like 100% organic sheets. You want to not wear bras that are made out of like nylon or polyester. You want to try to get like.
What am I going to do? What am I going to do?
You want to be 100%. Take your clothes off because they probably have polyester in it right now. You better get naked because you can't wear clothing that is not. It has to be 100% cotton.
I'm halfway there. You're just seeing the top of me, so we'll get to the rest as soon as the show is over. All right, so it's an inspiring story, kind of a long story, I have to say. But I just want to put out there, because we do have a disclaimer on this. Read the book,
Oh.
make your own decisions about your own health care.
Yes.
I'm glad it
Yeah.
worked for you, and I'm glad you're still around.
Yes, and there's a whole article in case you want to read, the article. So that it's the cover. It's this month. It's Indie Film magazine. So it's indiefilmonline.com. There's a 10-page article talks about my paranormal movie, the cancer, the Scrat. Yeah. If you want to, well, do we have how many minutes do we have left?
Oh, we got time. We got time.
Oh, we got time.
I wanted to move on and talk about some of those other things. Those links to everything. Now, this is the thing. The links to indie film and the Scrat stuff and all that. All the links that Ivy has are in the description below to make it a little bit easier for you. You are the queen of buying up domain names.
Dude, oh my God.
Even the Amazon thing, you bought a domain name to point to the Amazon page. I have a shortened link there, but it's supersonicdiet.com, right? Lots of different URLs.
Now, your film festivals. Now, I said your film festivals. Are they yours, or are you affiliated with them, or you just promoting them? How does that work?
No, so the film festivals. So the owner of this magazine owns the Venus Film Festival, and that's coming up this year. But my movie, Ivy's Paranormal, was in the owner's film festival at the time. It was called the Cutting Room Film Festival, and it was held at the Cutting Room in New York City. And I won for Best Short Documentary. And it was a movie on my paranormal film.
All right, let's slow down a little bit. Paranormal. What does that encompass? Because paranormal, in my experience, can be anything from UFOs to Bigfoot to spirits to psychics to alien abduction.
She was trying to contact her. You were trying to keep in touch with your dad, I think.
Yeah. So I mean, I really didn't believe that anybody died in my family. I mean, even though they weren't there to call, I still believed that, their spirit was here. And I went to the cemetery for my mom's birthday to pay my respects. And I then stamped on my father's grave and told him to get the fuck up. And I stamped and I screamed and I jumped on that grave. And then his energy started to hover. It started like it started to tornado out of the ground. Like I saw it, and it becomes like a very a wavy, like if you were barbecuing, it's like that kind of barbecuing wavy energy. And it started to come up, and I was, oh shit, he's up. And I said, let's go, Dad. And
my question is, you said you were there for your mother's birthday, which I'm assuming she's also passed.
Yeah.
So why did you just want to wake up your dad and not your mom?
Oh, well, because my father was a lawyer, and I had all these legal problems, and my father was working on my Scrap lawsuit against 20th Century Fox.
Okay, so if your father had not been a lawyer, you would have just left him alone?
I can't really. Well,
it just sounds okay. No, okay. I'm sorry.
It
sounds like you're trying to get free legal advice. Okay, that's what it sounds like. Okay, and
I like you. Yes.
I hate to agree with him because I don't ever like to agree with him, but I think he's right in this case.
I'm willing to think that if your dad had been a car mechanic, you would not have bothered him until your car needed work.
I need an inspection. Come on, you need a mechanic around.
I'm sorry, you're starting to sound a little selfish. Okay, I'm just saying, Dad, I did love you, but now I really need you because you have legal expertise.
Yes,
and if he had practiced the wrong kind of law, if he had practiced family law instead of contract law, you probably would not have bothered him.
He actually was a medical malpractice and personal injury and brain damage baby case attorney. So he was not copyright and trademark, but he did work on my case anyway. He was a brilliant mind, and he was, left-brained and right-brained. He was an artist and musician as well, besides an attorney. Not practicing artist and musician, but he did that, as a hobby. So, I needed him to wake up. And we were also, he was suing his law firm that he founded, Silverstein, Awatt, and Mikolos. And I inherited that lawsuit, and I took over for him. And I was continuing on with that suit. and I needed him to give me this information. It's channeling. I needed him to, you know, some people
I see where
can write.
I'm getting where the supersonic comes from, because I'm having a difficult time keeping up with you. You're so fast. But so let's just come back to this idea that you believe the spirit carries on, and there's another realm or someplace where we go after we die.
Yeah. So yeah. So
hold on. There's a
yeah.
question attached to that. If that's true, and it's a better place than this, then I would want the cancer to kill me as quickly as possible. I wouldn't fight it. I would want
a lot of people. So, you know, it's like whatever. It's all good. You have to go with it's all good. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. Whatever's meant to be is meant to be. God is my best friend. I don't know about you. So, you know, I'm very protected. So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. That's just the way it's going to be. And I have a lot of faith. And you know, it just works like that. It's fine. So
all right, but hold on.
Yeah.
If it's whatever's going to happen is going to happen, why bother to even try to treat anything? Because whatever's going to happen is going to happen anyway, right? You actively fought to resist cancer, dying from cancer. Why do you do that? If whatever's going to happen is going to happen, you don't have to do anything. You just let everything happen.
Well, you know, you should. Well, in life, you really should be proactive, and you should try, and you should. You know, I'm just a very determined person. You know, and I'm just determined. I'm very persistent. And listen, so what I want to tell you what happened. So I went to the Rebbe's grave, if you know who the Rebbe is. So they call him the Messiah, whatever. I don't know. So I went, and people go to the Rebbe's grave. He's in Queens, looking for. There's an Ibar, and the Ibar is like the blessing. He kind of like his spirit or soul. He breaks off a little and like gives it over to you. Anyway, so I went over. You write a note, you throw it to his grave, like to say, "Hey, Rebbe, like help me. I need some help with whatever the lawsuit, whatever it is." And hey, I mean, he's his spirit is alive. Just because someone died doesn't mean that they can't hear. Just because someone died doesn't mean that they can't see. So their communication is in different ways, and it's different realms. And if you understand it, you know how to work with it, then good for you, because I understand it. I know how to work with it. And all of a sudden, it was December 19th, 2016, and I started painting. And I'm not like I don't really draw. I mean, I did once, and I was great for like a week, and then I've never painted before. I got some watercolors, and I noticed that there were angels and different things that I didn't paint. So, like Jesus and
watercolor
Moses.
is kind of like that. Watercolor, especially if you're starting off with watercolor, because watercolor is the hardest medium to work with. It's harder than acrylic, harder than oil. And watercolor spread, when you make, they're like clouds if you're just starting out.
All right, I have to put a disclaimer on what he just said. First of all, every medium is different for every person. So some people could find watercolors easy to work with. Some people find oils easy to work with. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's all I'm saying.
So do you see anything here in the orange?
Orange and blue.
Yeah.
What do you see here? Do you see any
Okay, under your hand, I see the like a. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like a caveman. But that's just what I see.
Yeah, the light in the back makes it very difficult to see because you're backlit very brightly there. So
okay,
that makes it harder.
Yeah, with the picture that's mostly orange, I see like a caveman, and he's wearing a hat that has like horns, like Fred Flintstone. Poobah.
Oh yeah, I see it.
On the other one, I see near your finger, the blue one, right where your fingertip starts. I see the starting of the mouth when you move your hand, but starting with the mouth of a camel moving upward. I see the camel's snout and his nose, and then the head and stuff like that. But that's just me and where I go. My brain is where Matt's brain goes. that's totally up to him.
My brain goes to, I got to get this guy in to see a psychiatrist really quick. That's where my brain just went. But
Well,
anyway.
a lot of men don't see anything, and mostly women see things because we're just more open to seeing things. Where men, they just aren't as mushy, maybe. But everybody sees something different, and it's called psychic art. So you can use this art as like a portal, as like a almost like a.
Now that's paranormal, psychic art.
Oh, this is psychic art. Yeah. So I have, so in one painting, I'll photograph like by the milliliter. I'll photograph something this big and then I'll blow it up into this or bigger. But you could see that this is like Tibetan art. I don't know if you could see it, and you could turn it upside down. Maybe it's a cat. Maybe you turn it this way. Maybe it's, I don't know, bull. I don't know. You could turn it all different ways and see all different things like north, south, east, and west.
Yeah, so, I had something similar I did here. This is, I don't know. I just started putting watercolors on here, and I was like, I don't know if you can see anything in this. Do you see anything?
I like it. It's a rabbit with flowers.
A rabbit?
I think it's a rabbit. A rabbit. Yeah.
I was just painting stars and stuff and just throwing. Oh yeah, I see something. You're right. There is an animal.
It's a rabbit. It's a rabbit of flesh. So with psychic art, you'll see something, and then maybe you'll go back and look, 5 minutes later or a few days later, and you won't see it there anymore.
I can't tell you how relieved I am that you said that was a rabbit, because I struggle with that. It doesn't look like a rabbit to me, but I was aiming for a rabbit. So
I did. Well, I'm not aiming for anything. I'm just doing something abstract. I'm not painting anything, in mind, but everything just, shows up. So like this one, I actually mirror imaged it because I was making fabric, and in this program, Spoonflower I used, it mirror imaged it for me to make this flat, make this print. And there's some stuff. These are very ancient things, I guess we'll call them ancient things. So I made the movie, about the art, Ivy's Paranormal. Like this one, you could see, I see like a fairy on like a mushroom. Maybe you see something different.
I see a hot chick laying back naked, going like this to me. That's what I see.
Ooh. Well, this one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at something else.
He was looking at his other screen.
I had a porn movie going on another screen.
Yeah. This one could be Jesus. It could be, it could be Moses.
Could be Jesus. Let me see Jesus.
But who's Jesus? Because wouldn't be my Jesus.
Oh, looks like Spy versus Spy Jesus.
Well, I don't see. Yeah, I don't see.
It could be your Jesus. Okay, here. Tell me if you see Jesus in here. Jesus and Mary.
I don't know what Jesus looks like. I don't have a photograph. Okay.
Yeah. Here we go. So here is. Let me see. So here's a mouth. Here's like a hat.
South Park Jesus. It's South Park Jesus.
Wait, Mary's in there. And then you can see like in here, maybe the disciples. All right. So do you see anything here?
I see a mosh pit. Yeah, I definitely see. I see something that looks like a mosh pit. Like they're at a concert. Matter of fact, one of them is like doing this. Like one of them is like, I kid you, one of them is like this.
I'm sorry to laugh at that.
It could be. It could be.
He's not
funny.
That's
okay.
Mosh
it could be the mosh pit. It could be. So
the other guy has again, he looks more Russian than Jesus to me.
I would like to say mosh pit is one of his more contemporary references as far as G.D. Fenderson goes.
Well, so the paranormal goes. So I've been photographing. I'm also a photographer. I'm a paranormal photographer. So I've been photographing, in the clouds, in the sky. If you could see this, I photographed this a year ago in Mount Pleasant.
Is this with regular film or is this a digital camera?
This was my cell phone. So like these guys
so it's digital.
Yeah, these guys were floating by my car, and then there's different birds. Like I don't know if it's I can't name them because they're not of this earth. You know what I mean? Like there's some birds up there. You could see two beaks. Each one has a beak. Some very magical birds in my photo. And yeah. So this book, you'd have to email me if you wanted the Heaven book. But yeah. So Ivy's Paranormal, it's free. It's a short movie. Ivy'sParanormal.com. Yeah, it's short, 17-minute film. I'm working on the longer version. You can watch it.
All right. I want to know.
Wait. So we have Frank Andrews. He was John Lennon's psychic and Yoko Ono's psychic in the movie. He predicted John Lennon's death to Yoko Ono. So he's in the movie. And then Shannon Taggart, she's a best-selling author, New York Times best-selling author for her book Seance. She's in the movie. Jesse Camp, he was a VJ on MTV. He's in the movie. So yeah, watch the movie. It's very interesting.
Can you get me Yoko Ono as a guest? If you can get me Yoko Ono as a guest, I will get 1 million people to buy the book. And...
Oh my God, I don't know. I have to ask. I guess I could, but I wouldn't ask Frank though. I mean, he's in his 80s. He was also the psychic for like.
So she's got to be like 85 or something, right? Yoko.
Princess, yeah. So, and then he told like I forget what was the name of the designer, like Perry Ellis, like not to fly, and then the plane crashed. You know, so his readings are pretty accurate. He's in his 80s now, Frank Andrews, but I don't know. Yeah. Right. Yeah, but I really liked him. Yeah.
All right. In the time we have left, I just want to the Scrat thing. If we could talk about the Scrat thing. So
here.
You designed the Scrat character, yes?
Yeah. So the Scrat character, it wasn't like this. Mine was just like 2-dimensional. It was a drawing. It was like a flat drawing, and they animated Scrat. You know, they put him in a movie. They had a lot more money than I have. I was dating the guy at Fox, and they stole
slow down a little bit. How did they find it? Like, did they do some? Did somebody see your artwork and then? Yes.
Yeah. So my boyfriend worked for Fox Family, and his bosses, you know, created the Power Rangers for 20th Century Fox, and was Rupert Murdoch's partners. And my girlfriend was dating the creator of Power Rangers. So I was dating the guy very low on the totem pole, Michael Anderson. And my girlfriend was dating Shuki Levy, who is the creator of Power Rangers, partners with Chaim Saban. So they owned Saban. Anyway, I brought it to them. She brought it to them. And then she was massaging. So my girlfriend, she was doing something. She was a hooker. And she was like.
Can we get her on the program?
Unfortunately she died. She was the 20th Century Fox hooker, and she brought my script to them. I mean, it was already on CNN early. I was already on CNN and all these different news channels 150 times. So they had many opportunities to steal it. I was in the LA Times, but she also brought it to Tony Sella, and he made $20 billion for 20th Century Fox. Anyway, so she gave it to him on the massage table, and then he put Scrat into the Ice Age movie trailer, which was November 2001. So this has been going on for a long time, this whole litigation. And now they have an Ice Age 7 coming out, Ice Age 6 they're calling it, where is it? It's like the Spanish, as they call it, the Spanish. Yeah, the Spanish Disney, because I had 500 articles, you know, that Ivy Supersonic beat Disney, and Univision released the story here, and then here you go. Here's the Univision story: is that Scrat from Ice Age wasn't created by Disney or Fox. It's created by me.
All right, please, because my impression here is that you sued them, you won, and now they're not using the character in the movie going forward. Why?
That's not what happened. So
Okay.
they pulled the character. They made an Ice Age 6 that they released on January 28th, 2022. And they released Ice Age 6 on Disney Plus, and they pulled Scrat out. And what happened was I went on Twitter and thanking Bob Iger and Abigail Disney for respecting my trademarks. And then it went viral because we had a settlement agreement that they were to drop all the Scrat trademarks, that they couldn't have any, and I would have the Scrat trademarks. So they abandoned everything, and I wound up with the Scrat trademarks, and they pulled Scrat out of the movie. They fired Blue Sky Studios, who stole my Scrat, and then they released. Then I was doing a deal with some people. Whatever happened, then they released Scrat Tale. So now they were pissed at me. We wrote them. I have 550 articles that I beat Disney. So then they retaliated. Then they released Scrat Tales, which was a short movie, Baby Scrat. So my contract has ended with 20th Century Fox this year on March 5th. I had a 5-year agreement. So now I'm releasing the book, Scrat, the Hollywood Heist. It will be out this year, and filming a documentary on all the thieves. And just, in the recent years, in 2018, there was a law implemented. It was a Trump law. He said that if anybody should steal intellectual property, that you are committing a felony, and you could go to jail. There's jail time for everybody involved and fees. So that's what you do.
But now, since this is the Trump law, I'm pretty sure that there's a loophole that if you receive stolen stuff on a massage table, then you get amnesty. I'm almost positive. Just the sheer fact that it's a Trump law and it involved a hooker and a massage table. As a matter of fact, I think they call it the Epstein loophole. I'm almost positive.
Oh no.
I'm not an attorney. I'm not an attorney.
I don't know.
Thank God. We're going to need an attorney, though, very shortly.
I can use an attorney. If there's an attorney out there, I need an attorney.
No, I'm still alive. You can't use me.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. That's funny.
Wow. That was funny? That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's one. That's his first. It's the first
That's
time.
two. That's two. The grade thing, the doctor, the lawyer, waking up.
Did you like that?
Yeah, he writes everything.
Every
word he says is written down.
Do you do stand up? Do you do stand up too, or no?
Yeah, I do. You do
because
a lot of my stand up smells just like that.
Because actually, this weekend I went to a fair and I saw the Pumpkin Festival here where I live, and I saw someone was making pottery out of doo-doo. They use elephant dung, and that's how they make, because they could, use like dirt from the ground, or they could use some elephant shit. So they made their pottery that you drink out of, the glasses, their mugs are made from the elephant shit. And that is exactly what we want to drink out of, cups made from shit. That sounds exactly like what we want.
Well, look, people drink shit coffee. That cat coffee is coffee beans that have been eaten by a certain animal, a certain kind of cat, or a cat member of the cat family, and it ferments in their body, in their intestines, and they shit it out, and then they make the coffee from that bean. So people will put almost anything in their mouth if you give them an opportunity.
What we're witnessing here for the audience, I just want to, because it's not often that I plug what's good about this show versus what other shows. But a lot of these you would never get this on a scripted podcast. For instance, if this was like, who are these podcasts, which is typically a scripted podcast show, you would never see it evolving into cups made out of elephant dung to cats pooping out coffee beans. You would not, and this is one of the features and benefits of a non-scripted show. So you never know where it's going to go. That's all I wanted to say about it.
Yeah,
I did not foresee this conversation this way.
The people think it's very healthy to drink their urine. So there are people that drink urine because there is different. I guess I don't know what's in there. Is it electrolytes or stem cells? I don't know what's inside your urine.
I think they think that
healthy.
because the whole purpose of urine is to remove the bad stuff from your body.
Wow.
But
Okay.
it's kind of like when you exhale. Okay, it's kind of like when you exhale. It's not all carbon dioxide. There's still a little bit of oxygen in there. So
yeah, I would say, see, you're painting the whole urine drinking community with a wide brush here.
I didn't paint anything.
You just said people who drink urine for that reason. But James Inman, I don't know if you know James. Do you know James? He's a stand-up comedian. I'd say that.
I know Jackie the Joke Man. He sent me to you.
Oh,
that's how I got here, from Jackie the Joke Man.
Into focus. But James drank Andy Andrus piss at the party in Arizona there. Oh no, it was in California in Death Valley, because he wanted the psychedelic effects, because Andy had been doing mushrooms and DMT and so he was just drinking Andy's piss to get stoned on it. So there's different reasons to be drinking.
Well, I'm just saying that it's not. One thing is there, even though urine is a waste product, there's still some good things in there because our bodies aren't
like
perfect
mushrooms
filters.
and psychedelics.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Yeah. Now, now, Ivy, I believe Slaptail Nation would like for you to be on their podcast as well. So I will.
Okay.
Matt, you have her contact information, right?
I don't. I have no idea.
Okay, well,
Ivy, of course.
Okay,
Jackie the Joke Man can put you in touch with her. I don't know if you know that, but I think I heard a rumor somewhere that she knows Jackie.
Well, okay. I'm going to in our private chat. I'm going to put my email address. If you can give me your contact information.
Oh, okay, sure.
How about I just email both of you and I'll CC and then you'll have it, and then you don't have
do
to
that. I thought you didn't have her contact information. How are you going to email both
lying.
of us?
I haven't lied to you. You don't know that I lie to you every time I move my lips.
Well, matter of fact, I do know that you lie to some degree, but most lies have a grain of truth.
So let's just come back and say, how do you know Jackie? Well, you were on Howard Stern, weren't you?
A lot. I was on Howard a lot, and not so much anymore. But at one time, first of all, I helped Robin Quivers throw Howard's birthday party. I don't know which one was it. When he launched on Sirius Radio in I don't know, a few years back. It was like 2006. We had a surprise birthday party for him with the launch for Sirius Radio. So I helped Robin hire me for that, and then I did his film festival. I had my girls presenting on stage, whatever the checks were. I don't know if they were $5 or $100,000. So my models, I designed feathered hats. I designed Pamela Anderson's feathered hat. So, and I designed feathered hats for, all kinds of rock stars. So Tommy Lee, I don't know, long time ago, Snoop Dogg, Anthony Kiedis, and just tons of people. So,
I have a question real quick, though. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
yes, you did.
Since you're friends with Jackie and you've shot a documentary, by chance, and you said you're going to do a movie, you're going to make a longer version of your documentary, are you going to use Jackie's house in it?
Oh, is he going to offer it up to me?
I don't know if he offers it up to you, but his house has been in more movies than a lot of the actors that I know.
Yeah, he's a B-level celebrity.
Well, I've already, so Ivy's Paranormal has already been filmed, and now we're just, editing it. So, but maybe, and if I have to do any interviews, maybe I could go there and do it with Jackie.
All right, I'll meet you there.
Okay.
Okay. You're not going to. If it's going to be a party, then I'm going to be there too.
Oh no, Jackie just said, and this
no blacks in the neighborhood. I know.
Yeah, and he said, but
I'll call my dad. I'll call up my dad if it's going to be a real party. I'll ask him to come also.
Oh, that would be wonderful, Jackie.
Yeah, because I'm going to need an attorney to get into Jackie's neighborhood.
Jackie just told me I'm ready. I'm always ready to do your Black and Cripple show. No, didn't we get rid of the cripples?
Is that what he just said to you, or is that a joke? That's funny.
No, that's what he's Jack. If I revealed all of my private text with Jackie, I think
people would hate him. But he's a wonderful person. It's just in text, he's not a wonderful person.
Oh, and so he was there when I went on Howard Stern. It was December 2000 with the Scrat, and we were on. I brought all my Feathered Hat Girls, and we were on for about 45 minutes. It was called Sal's Lighting of the Teeth. So you could watch that on the internet. It was a Christmas special, The Lighting of the Teeth, and it's played it's played every single year since December 2000 at Christmas time. So I mean, they brought me on, and we talked about the Scrat on air. It was on. Then he was on regular TV as a Channel 2 or 4, at the same time as Saturday Night Live. Yeah. And before he was on K-Rock Radio.
It was on WOR 9, which it became a superstation, but it was WOR in Secaucus, New Jersey. That's where it was out of, right? Yeah.
No, we were already in the city. We're filming in the city. It was before before New Jersey. It was this.
Wow.
Well, no, first they were in Queens, I think. First they were in Queens, and we filmed this in Manhattan. It was December, and Sal had a whole thing going on outside. This is like one of the funniest episodes ever. Just called The Lighting of the Teeth. You'll find it immediately on the internet. You got to watch it. Yeah, right, Jackie was there.
I think I've already watched it, but I will refresh. I didn't realize you were in it until just this morning, so I will go back and watch it.
Yeah. Yep, me and I brought she's the famous actress now, my model Callie Hawk, and she's
get her on the program. Get her, Yoko, and
I don't talk to her anymore. I don't talk to Callie. Yeah, because she had a real name, Felicia, and she said that I told the world her real name, and she's worried just now. No. Yeah, she's worried people will follow her. She was like the girl at Mr. Chow's, and she would answer the phone when I would make a reservation, and then she's like, Ivy Supersonic. And then she became friends with me, and I don't know. She was a very good singer. I liked her singing, and I went over to Bad Boy Records, and I got her a track. I got her, I think it was Cashmere from Zeppelin. Whoever Bad Boy Diddy or somebody. They did a Cashmere, soundtrack, and I brought it to her so she could rap or sing on top of the song. And I was like, I don't know. I was thinking like supercalifragilistic, and then I said, Callie, fragilistic, and then it stuck, and she changed it to Callie Hawk. So she became this famous actress, and but I had my own beef, so whatever, But right. She's doing great. She's doing great, so that's good. I'm glad to know that.
Yes, we're glad to everybody who's doing good. That's what we celebrate here. People who are doing good.
Yeah, she's doing good. So she's on the show with me. And, Jenna Jones, she has a mohawk, really hot chick with a mohawk, wearing the Scrap shirt, my Scrap model. Yeah, so this is like close to 2 years before the Ice Age movie came out.
So we want to know: did you get money from Disney? Did they give? They
did not. No. I did not get paid for my cartoon creation. So right now this is disgusting. Yeah, right now I'm going to release the book and explain what happened, how it all happened, how it all went down, and make the documentary. And then for Ice Age 6, I guess I just have to sue them. So the lawyer that did the settlement agreement, my lawyer died. My lawyer who did the settlement agreement died, and the lawyer
seems like a lot of lawyers dropping dead around you.
The lawyer for Disney has been disbarred. So the Disney lawyer, Scott White Leather, who did the contract with my lawyer David Einhorn, he's been disbarred from practicing law. So that's the Fox Disney lawyer that I did this contract with. So, wow. Isn't that interesting, right?
Yeah. Now, how long have you been using the name Ivy Supersonic?
That's a birth name. She was born with
19. Yeah, 19. Well, I used to be Ivy, and then I had Ivy and the Groovy Gals. So I'm gonna say it was 1997. 1997 when I had my hat show with George Whipple on New York One and Gina Mose on CNN. So that was July. So it's been going on definitely since July 1997. So about somewhere between 96 and 97.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a while. It's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So when even my mom, her gravestone, I wrote "Mama Supersonic."
All right. I know somebody who used to be a friend of mine used to call the good weed supersonic. And I was like, why are you calling it supersonic? It's not faster than sound. Supersonic sounds great, but the true meaning of it is faster than the speed of sound, which doesn't make any sense when you're talking about good weed. But anyway.
It's super chronic. It'd be super chronic, if anything.
Yeah. So you're into so many things. If somebody asks you, like, in just in a nutshell, tell me what you are and who you do. How would you? Because you're into so many things. How would you describe who you are and what you do?
I would say I'm an artist. I would really have to go with a creator. I'm a creator, an artist, a creator, and I'm a creator. I'm a creator and an artist. Yeah, a visionary. I'm a visionary, really.
Visionary. I like that.
Yeah, a force of nature. I have it tattooed right here. Warrior, force of nature, visionary on a mission. Yeah.
GD, can I ask what you were just going to retrieve? You got something that it looked like you were getting ready for show and tell.
There was a name I was looking for, and I didn't remember the name. It was a guy who was an author. He wrote a book a couple of books. His name is Phil Penman.
Okay.
And I didn't know if you'd heard of him or not, only because I just thought because there was a lawsuit thing. He used a friend of mine on his cover, and it's on his cover, but never paid him. So I was thinking about reaching out to one of your dead lawyer friends to see if he could help.
Dead lawyer friends. That should be that's a movie.
Okay, listen. My father, he was he loved electronics. So like when I know that weird stuff goes on with, computers or, but he's always around. So, maybe if you were a boyfriend of mine, it wouldn't be so good for you. But, oh my God, I have a really good story. So I was the publicist.
It's not about us, is it? Because my wife is going to kill me, and then I will need to.
Oh well, in that case, tell me.
No. So I was on the phone. I was a publicist for a record company. I was on the phone with this guy, and he's like talking really dirty to me, and I was like, I just really want to be the publicist for the record company. I don't really want to go to this other side. So now the guy's like saying really fucked up shit to me. And anyway, he's talking, and then boop, the phone just cuts off, and he fell down a flight of stairs and broke his ribs. And I was like, oh my God, my dad just pushed you, dude. I didn't tell him that. I never told him my father pushed him down a flight of stairs. But I was looking around, like all my family hanging up on my walls. I was like, I don't know if that was my ex-boyfriend or my dad, but they definitely threw you down the stairs right now. I mean, and that was before I started painting, before before the psychic art, spirit art. I mean, it was just, that was around 2017. Yeah.
I'm getting some kind of weird interference here. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, it's Jackie. That's where it comes from.
Is it Jackie?
Yeah, it is Jackie. He said, love to longtime pal over 30 years. That's what he says.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
we
appreciate you being on here. I mean, I was just trying to know because trying to figure out who and what now you're the queen of domain names. I don't know why do you buy so many wouldn't the scratch.com work for
no, because every time I have a website, like I had my webmaster and he had brain cancer and died, and it's really awful. And then my other webmaster couldn't hold my website. So there was like some kind of upgrade, and we used to work on my website from morning till night for years. Morning till night for years. People would say that they couldn't get off my website. Like they were on it from morning till night, and I was working on it morning till night. And then it all fell down. So some stuff is there, but the whole website, I was like, I had to lay in bed like all year. I couldn't even take it. It was that bad. So I've given up. Every time I build a website, it falls down. So So I just buy a domain. Like I have ivydisney.com, where you could read Tommy Lee from Motley Crue, who was the voice of my cartoon, The Scrat. And he talks about when I met with his music video, Get Naked, with Pamela Anderson, when I was with Tommy and Pam and George Clinton, and it was filmed with Little Kim and Mixmaster Mike. So I did the hats for the video, and Pam and Tommy drove me home, and I gave Pamela Anderson a Scrat t-shirt, and she put it on her son, Brandon, who's now like maybe 28 years old, who produced her movies. He was 3 years old, and she said, Brandon, Ivy created the Scrat. He's part squirrel, part rat. So anyway, Tommy Lee wrote a declaration for my lawsuit about the whole, that he was going to be the voice for the Scrat. And you could go to ivydisney.com. So I can remember that. I can't give you a whole long link of how to read that.
Right.
I can tell you.
I have a question real quick though. Now, because my understanding is that the sixth movie, whatever it's called, Ice Age 6, whatever. Well, the one I think, Scrat Tales. My understanding is that Scrat Tales was, I guess, the same character, so to speak, but as a baby. So is that so is that like a loophole where they're saying, okay, because she copyrighted the image but not the name or something like that?
So that's called infringement. That's like a supplemental. They're infringing on my trademark.
Infringement was a massage term. I thought infringement was a massage term. Okay, so it's also a legal term?
It's infringement, and it's just total infringement. But what happened was that Michael J. Wilson, who wrote the Ice Age script, okay, he was then working with the guys that I pitched, Michael Madnick and Ellie Deckel, and they got promoted at 20th Century Fox after my Scrat was stolen, after I brought it to them. And so now Michael J. Wilson, who wrote the movie, said that his 3-year-old baby named Flora is the one who came up with the Scrat. She said, Daddy, Daddy, squirrel, rat, Scrat. And that is how the Scrat came about. So he is one of the, he's made, like, you have to look up this guy, Michael J. Wilson.
All these guys want to put their hands on your Scrat.
Yeah,
that sounds like infringement to me. Because like I said, I had infringement with a happy ending once. But...
It happens. These things. This is what life is like. New York, LA. People in the music business, the movie business. People in the Wall Street. They like happy endings. That's what life is like.
Wow, what a story you have. Good luck with the book. Now the book is also it's supersonicdiet.com, but the link, the short link to Amazon is and it all leads to Amazon. Go there and buy the book. You got to buy the book.
But I'm curious now because Disney just had this issue with subscribers and so forth. By chance, are you a Disney subscriber in Hulu? Do you subscribe?
I am not. I am not, but the most unbelievable thing to me was it was February, I think February 2nd, 2022. A lot of twos on that date. Hulu came out with the Pam and Tommy movie, and it was crazy because all of a sudden Sebastian, who's playing Tommy, is standing there like with a prosthetic dick and looking like Tommy, and he takes like this. The thing from like, what is it called, from the hotel room where you put it on the door, like come in or maid service.
I thought you meant a Bible, the thing you took from the hotel. I thought you meant the Bible, but you mean the little sign. Sign. Right.
Yeah, so he puts that sign hanging off his dick, and I'm like, Tommy, dude, did you see this shit? Like, this is Hulu by Disney, and this is where, Hulu and Disney just went. They've used your dick, the Tommy Lee dick, to change the whole world. Now it's February 2nd, 2022. Right? Yeah, but now your famous dick that is famous is now the famous thing for Disney. Like, why would Disney, that owns Hulu, put this out there like that? Disney has really gone perverted. They're totally, what the fuck? And he's like, really?
That's why Disney owns smaller companies, so that they can make the money from the smut without having the actual Disney name attached to it. I'm pretty sure that they're actually going to use that penis in the same way they use Scrat, where they're just going to have that penis in the beginning of all these little movies as a protagonist.
I don't know if you know
where
this.
the penis is trying to hide his nuts and he gets into trouble. Just like Scrat.
Have you
for
seen
people
Mickey
at
Mouse?
Disney,
Wait,
if the Disney execs are listening, back in the day, my
Fuck
penis used to
you.
be a stunt double for Tommy Lee's penis. So
So have you seen where Mickey Mouse takes his dick and he makes the cheese holes, the Swiss cheese? There's like a conveyor belt, they're making Swiss cheese and the Swiss cheese is going by. So he picks up the cheese and then he puts it on his dick, and that's how they make the Swiss cheese hole. This is a real Mickey Mouse Disney movie by Walt Disney. It's
Steamboat Willie. Yeah. Steamboat Willie did it, right?
Oh, did you see the Scrat banging Steamboat Willie? So what happened was that Disney, it was originally 20th Century Fox, and part of the lawsuit we had to go to an arbitrator on the arbitration's decision. The whole thing is very long-winded, but the bottom line is that they said 50-50. So now my Scrat is 50-50 with Disney. So me and Disney are 50-50 on my copyright on my Scrat. So when Steamboat Willie lost its copyright, it was recent. It was January 1st, 2024. And Steamboat Willie lost his copyright, which anybody could use Steamboat Willie. So I had Scrat, which is copyright Ivy Supersonic and Disney, banging Mickey in the ass, because this would be the first cartoon character that's owned by Disney, my Scrat, me and Disney, and banging Mickey in the ass. And I thought that was great. This is the first Disney cartoon to get to bang Mickey.
Well, at least openly, because we don't know what they've done in private. Those videos have not been released.
I just want to say to Sunshine, I love you, Sunshine. I love you. That's you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I just don't, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that other cartoon characters have banged Mickey. They just never made the videos public. You know.
You know what? You got a point. Yeah, I like the way you think. I like the way you think. I like where you're going with this.
I'm just saying that I'm sure that Duck McScrooge Duck did it because he's got the money. He could afford the money and keep it quiet. The other characters couldn't keep it quiet, but McScrooge could. He's got the money.
You like the way he thinks, do you?
Yeah, he's doing good. He's good. I mean, I only just met him, but so far he's doing all right.
Okay, I'm going to have to use this. I don't know how to use this as a
B. Hit a B. I'll send it to you.
No, but I mean like on my EPK, I have quotes from other celebrities that have said nice things about me. You know, just saying that I was funny.
Nice things about you. She just said she likes the way your mind works.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying you can take that clip and make it nice. I like the way he thinks.
Yeah, I like the way he thinks.
She's a Scrat maker. I don't know if you know this about her, but she's a Scrat maker.
I'm a Scrat maker. Yeah.
Oh, no, she's a friend of Jackie, so come on. I mean.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No,
all right, so we're all gonna meet for coffee over at Jackie's, and I'll bring my soursop tea.
All right, you know what? I'll be in College Point, Queens later this week. Maybe we'll hook up.
Oh.
I'll bring Jackie. I need a little bit more time. I mean, I can't just up and leave all of this.
Oh, we're not going to a place where your kind is welcome anyway.
Oh, okay, never mind.
All right.
Your kind? What kind is he? What kind?
He's annoying. That's his kind.
You're the annoying kind. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, I'm like far away though. I'm like 6 to 8 hours away. I'm in Pennsylvania, right near West Virginia.
Oh, so you're near him?
Yeah, you're near me. I'm in Maryland.
You and him can meet up like for coffee today. And do some
you're in Maryland? Yes.
Yeah.
I actually went to the University of Maryland a long time ago.
Which one? The big campus or one of the smaller ones?
Yeah, I went to the College Park. I went to College Park.
I went to You Must Be Crazy or UMBC. That's a Baltimore County campus. But we used to get our drugs from College Park through the college mail. I don't know if you remember, there used to be these brown envelopes. They're like inter-office envelopes. And you would like write a name or a department on it. And they'd scratch off the last destination. It had like 90 different slots on it. And you would like say, okay, music department. And you scratch off the last destination. You say like UMBC music director. And then you put the security string around it, the string that goes around two little things.
Yeah. That's a lawyer.
Right, and then you put it in the inter-office mail, and then they'd send it. That's how we got our drugs at UMBC from College
Oh
Park.
my!
It was in the inter-office mail.
This was this was a real party school. I was at a real party school, and then I dropped out because I had the chicken pox, and I left, and I started a business, the Ivy Gene Company. I started. It was 1991,
You
I
are
think.
one entrepreneurial lady, I tell you that. You start businesses like most people breathe air, like boom, in and out. Start another business. We
Oh, we didn't even talk about the badass. Yeah, the badass New York. Did we even talk about that?
yeah,
No,
I didn't talk
we
about
didn't.
it.
tell us
Oh, we
about
didn't
it.
talk. Oh, yeah. So I own the New York State trademark to badass and badass New York. And
Wow.
people would freak out like that. How can I own the trademark to badass? But it's a New York State trademark. It's not. It only covers New York State. So I could really just ship New York.
I had
But
a guest on who her title was badass. I'm wondering if she's from New York, the badass lawyer or something like that. It was many years ago, so a little fog up here. But so anytime somebody uses badass in a professional commercial setting, you
In New
can go
York.
from that in New York.
it's in New York. It's in New York. So yeah, I would need a New York attorney to help me on
So
this.
that
Yeah.
seems to me like that would be just chasing down people who are
All day
infringing
long.
on your trademark there.
Right, all day long. That's right. But you have to, you'd have to really pay the lawyer a lot of money to chase all these people down.
Yeah, because you live in
Badass
Pennsylvania.
lawyer.
I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. I'm just gonna stick with my scrat right now.
I'll say you're in Pennsylvania right now. Why not badass Pennsylvania?
You know what? Right
we should
now
probably get
I'm happy. I'm happy with the mountains. I'm happy looking at mountains. I'm happy being at peace. And it's very quiet, and I'm working on my books. So I have enough projects, between all the books, I have enough projects between the scrapbook and the cancer book, and yeah.
You're staying busy. Boy, are you staying busy. Well, you know what? Jump on that before I do, because I'm probably going to look into trademarking in all the other 49 states.
Oh my God! Well, that's very funny.
Columbia.
That is actually, you know what? That's pretty smart, right? You should do it.
I'm going to go for Hawaii badass. They probably don't have too many badasses in Hawaii, right? They don't use that term a lot. They go with more like Lukalakanakolani Hani Wani badass.
I want to tell you that what you just said there is how the ingredients read on most products in America. And I just want to go back to what you just said, because those ingredients that you just named, they're on all the products, all the products except for mine, where you can actually read word clean water and sea salt, and you understand what it means, olive oil. But products in America, food and all kinds of any product you buy, you don't know what the hell you're buying. You don't know what it says.
Well,
walkie woo woo. That's what it says. You're like, what's a walkie walkie?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something that you order at the massage parlor as well. Your friend could have told you had she not died. She could have told you, but
Then you
up and ask her. Yeah, ask her. Ask her what's a walkie walkie and how much should one charge for it.
I'm trying to think. Let's talk dirty in Hawaii now. You gave me a brain fog now of the Hawaiian little bit.
Right. I yeah.
Wakawakanakawani. Anyway, I had no idea. Listen, I knew today was going to be an interesting day, but you are one of the more interesting guests we've ever had on the program, and I thank you for being here. We got to move along now, but we will continue to push the book. Got to buy the book. Buy the book. Not even if you don't have cancer, even if you're never going to get cancer, go buy the book, because I'm sure it's an interesting read.
You want to know what to do. You want to know what to do now in case somebody in your family, cancer is more common than the cold. You want to know what to do. Somebody in your life, in your family or your friends, guaranteed there's a person in your life. There's a person in your life that will have cancer. We don't want to celebrate. We want to be proactive. We want to know this information before
You don't know
we
my
want to know what to
family.
do.
You want to if it's my family, you want to celebrate. That's all.
I have one last question about your teas.
Okay.
Not TEASE, but TEAS. No E. The E is silent. I have one last question about the teas, the ones you drink. Are they, as far as taste goes, are they an acquired taste? You know, like, in other words, do they taste nasty? Because some people go, if something tastes nasty, someone will go, it's an acquired taste. So,
so like I bought dandelion tea and it tasted like shit. I threw the box right out. I couldn't do it. But, dandelion is also said, to be one of the cures for cancer. But I threw the dandelion out. I could not drink that. And I bought milk thistle. And literally, I was getting like shooting that like helps cleanse the liver. I was getting these weird shooting things going down to my feet. I can't even tell you. Like I'm allergic. I cannot have milk thistle. I tried a lot of things and things that I was allergic to. I just threw right out. But the nettle is delicious. The holy basil is delicious. The turkey tail mushroom, I love it. I love the soursop. And
I have
green tea.
Okay, I have mud water, which I have not found a way to make mud water taste good at all.
No.
Put a little mescaline in it. I know guys who drink puddle water with mescaline in it. So.
I have not found a way to make mud water taste good. I mean, I've tried.
I just told you, mescaline.
No, I have to put so much garbage in it to taste good that the point of me trying to drink healthy is negated by the fact that I had to put so much junk in it to make it palatable. But now I got this $20 package of mushroom water that I
mushroom water.
What about prostate? They're going too fast for me here. Everybody's supersonically chatting over there.
I just want to tell you about green tea has the ECGC, and that is a definite that kicks cancer's ass. You definitely want green tea, and you want to get your teas decaffeinated. You don't want tea with caffeine. And just so you know, that little pouch that it comes in, usually they use a glue to make that little pouch. So you want to try not to drink tea with glue, and try that. Try not to. So maybe
you want the tea loose. So you get like one of those little steeping bowls or steeping screens.
Yeah, you can get a steeping, you can get your own little tea bag or just drop the stuff in. Like, hey, those are just my leaves, my soursop leaves. And then this one, hopefully we don't want to spill anything. This one is the, spilling it. This one is the cloves and cinnamon stick. I just started this one. This was not on my diet. I just started this one like 2 days ago with cloves and cinnamon. But so I mean, some of them you have a bag, some of you buy your own bag, some a little steeping thing. But you got to start the diet. If you know that you have a problem, just do it. Listen, hey, you want to lose weight?
I
know
I have a problem, whether it's medical or not. But I know I have a problem. I have lots of problems. I got 99 problems or more.
But cancer ain't one. Ain't one.
Oh,
it could be.
You like that?
I don't. If you look at it as a problem. Some people like me might look at it as like a blessing. Like, oh look, I'm gonna die soon and not have
in my family, it's cancer is like, I guess it's a blessing. I'm an only child and orphan now, thanks to cancer.
That's what I mean. It's just
thanks to cancer. I mean, thanks to cancer, I've been liberated from my parents, so I can recreate myself. I'm an only child now. My siblings are gone, so all the stories about my youth I can reinvent. So it's a blessing.
Oh shit! Did they die of cancer?
My mother, my father, two of my sisters. Well, 1.5 sisters. The other sister was like a.
If you don't count the gunshots, yes.
Oh yeah. One was complications due to AIDS, and the other one we have no idea because we really got rid of the body before anybody found out what was wrong with it. I kid you not. It was like, he's dead. Donate it to science, and that's it. No, I have no idea what killed my last sibling. No idea.
It might have been listening to this program, but
how many siblings did you have?
Three siblings.
Have you seen Baltimore?
The
Yeah.
west
Oh,
side of
yeah.
Baltimore?
I have three siblings with the same mother and father. I have two siblings when we just share my father.
That's it, because I heard some rumors about your father that the whole one side of Baltimore.
Well, that was a probably. That was my mother saying
Okay.
probably. If you wonder, that was a probably.
All right,
A
so
possibility.
okay, possibility. All right, fine.
Yeah.
It's
All
time to
right.
move along. We have to move along.
Okay. All right. So we're all going to get the book, so we know what to do. We're going to be proactive, and if something should happen, we can make a better decision. We
Right.
can make a better decision that we could. So people who get chemo or radiation, maybe they need to change what they're eating also, and not count that this thing has worked, because a lot of times after chemo or radiation, the cancer will come back. No one has ever told them maybe you should change your diet. Maybe if you eat pasta, and you had cancer, that grows the cancer because the pasta turns into sugar. Or if you're going to eat the white bread, it's going to turn to sugar and grow your cancer back. So maybe don't do that. Maybe you can't drink beer or wine because it has sugar. So no one's told anybody that gets chemo or radiation to change their diet. And maybe
But
they might
cigarettes are
want
okay
to.
then, right? Cigarettes are okay because they're sugar free, right?
Yeah.
Well, tobacco is a cure for a lot of different things, yes, but not
Right.
cigarettes. They
But
added
you
all kinds of
mentioned
poison.
olive oil and sea salt, and this is me. So
Virgin
basically,
olive oil.
yeah, oh,
Extra virgin.
Extra
Are you
virgin
an
olive oil.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
know how
need
you get to
extra.
be an extra virgin, but anyway,
They run
I am
fast.
almost all olive oil and sea salt, so you could just eat me and be healthy. Is all I'm saying. Anyway,
So I use a lot of extra virgin olive oil, and it says organic on there too. At every meal, I literally just pour the thing. That is
organic.
also
It says
good.
organic.
Organic is good for the cancer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we have to move along. Ivy, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for being on the program. You've said a lot here. We have to kind of digest it now, but we appreciate it.
Come back again.
Yeah.
Come back again.
Yeah, you're welcome to come back again. The links are in the description. Get the book. That's all we're saying. Buy the book and support everything she does. Go see the film, the 17-minute film. It's ivyparanormal.com. All the links are in the description.
Yes, Ivy's. Ivy with an S. Ivy's. Ivy's Paranormal Technology.
IV.
I just want to tell you one thing.
Okay.
I have the greatest lip balm in the world ever. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it's $10. That is a high price, but I promise you that it's all natural and it's the best lip balm you'll ever have in your whole life.
I'm pretty good at a lip balm too. I'm olive oil, sea salt, and lip balm. I don't know if you know that about me.
Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah. So
yeah, I recently got rid of all of my KY jellies and I substituted virgin olive oil. I substituted virgin olive oil for all of my KY gels.
Well, he was over last night rubbing me on his lips, but that's a whole other thing.
That's
anyway,
thank you for the coffee. I guess coffee. What do you call it? Coffee. No, you call it like coffee talk. Not coffee talk.
No, coffee with the dog. That's it.
No. There's this thing like so my friend used to explain that I would, someone would call me into their office, like a record company, to sit down and talk to me. And they're basically, then they'll call their friend. Hey, did you know Ivy Supersonic was here? It's called a coffee. It's a coffee talk. There's an actual word for this. Like, oh, she was just here. She was in my office, so she just told me this. It's like a coffee chatter. You don't know what I'm talking about? I forget what it's called.
There's a lot of people,
and nobody has ever been happy to have me in their office. So
yes,
but be totally, I would. No,
there are so many shows with coffee talk, coffee chat, coffee and conversation. It's an overdone term. Like we should outlaw coffee use.
Yeah, there's a reason why I'm GD Fenderson. It's like that GD Fenderson was in my office.
Right.
Oh, maybe it's called cigarette talk. Maybe it's like a cigarette talk.
Yeah. Yes. Or I'll just call it like after sex talk.
Tongue wagging.
No, nobody.
That would be tongue wagging.
That would be going to sleep. That's what that is.
Oh,
anyway.
Okay. I thought talk after sex was called tongue wagging, but okay, never mind.
All right, let's move along. Ivy, thank you for being here, and you're welcome back sometime. So have a great day, and we'll try to hump the book for you.
And we'll
If you do,
discuss
we'll
the
try to
meanings of
upgrade.
your tattoos next time you come on.
Yeah. Have a great
All
day.
square related.
Bye for now.
Thank you, guys.
Bye. Wow. Did I mention I had a wasp that was the size of a bird? I think I did.
You said it was a cicada killer.
That's what giant northern cicada killer is what it was called. That's the pictures. Looks like it. I don't know if you want to Google that and find out what it looks like. But it was I'm telling you, it was big, and it scared the shit out of me. But all this talk about the intake and stuff, the thing landed on my weed, and the first thing I do is go spray poison all over it. So, but that doesn't mean I'm throwing the weed out.
Matt, you'll be happy to know that we've already sold 12 of the government shutdown advent calendars. So this is great news. This is good news. We've already sold 12. So people, order your government shutdown advent calendar from minddogtv.com/merch before they're sold out. Because once they're gone, you'll have to buy something else. Because once you're there, you might as well buy
some
something
pesticides, spray it on a fucking wasp, and then smoke the wasp.
I think that's Hiawaspa.
That will get you as high as a Hiawaspa. How is ICE still going if the government is shut down? How is that happening? I mean, they're government
because they are considered essential, right?
Yeah.
Like the military. But here's the thing: they are organized. Like, okay, and the Reverend alluded to this in the news. Like, for example, if you're a major company, if you're rich and you're in a major company, you're still making money, and those government functions are still working. So even though there may be cutting chip and WIC and those services, the services that help rich people are still in service.
What about Social Security checks? Are you still going to get?
They're still going to go out.
How do you know? Who's sending them out?
Well, let's put it this way: when an ordinary shutdown, those things still go out.
Ordinary shutdown,
right? I'm saying ordinary because
ordinary shutdown. This is a different shutdown.
Well, because this shutdown, for the most part, when it's a shutdown, both sides still talk to each other and try to get the government back open. Trump doesn't care if the government opens back up, and
I think he does care. I don't think
he does. Not until he gets what he wants. He wants to once he grabs as much power onto himself as possible.
No, you're saying he doesn't care. I say he does care. He doesn't want it open. He wants to keep it open.
Okay, yeah. He does care, and he cares in the sense that he wants to keep it shut down until he can get as much power onto himself as possible.
Chaos is the goal. I think chaos.
Chaos and pain.
Yeah. He feels like Nero. He definitely feels like Nero. Like, I don't know if you saw that.
Well, at least Nero could play fiddle. I don't think Trump can play an instrument.
Do we really know that Nero played a fiddle? We don't know. That's kind of like poetic license.
It came from somewhere, right? He was
playing but it's like poetic licenses. Playing a fiddle meant like in Rome, it meant like having gay sex, but they didn't call, No,
I think you're saying playing diddle. I think, like, hey, diddle, diddle. Hey, diddle, diddle.
On that note, I thought Diddy got
child in the fiddle.
I thought, how did all of a sudden Diddy's getting sentenced? I thought he got off on it, like he was.
No, he got off on pain and on women, but he was acquitted.
A whole bunch of acquittals. I thought on almost.
He was up on 5 charges, and he was relieved or found not guilty of the 3 trafficking ones, but the 2 prostitution ones he was found guilty of.
All right. Scratcom, baby Scratcom, Scrattails.com, Scrat-tails.com, IceAgeScript.com. She's got more .coms than Mr. .com. I don't know.
I thought I had a lot. I think I have 4.
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
I didn't know like that was still a thing. Because that was a thing in the 90s. Just buy up as many domains and point them all to the same place, type of thing.
Yeah, I was just trying to just in case, G.D. Fenderson, just in case I became a notable or famous humorist. I didn't want somebody else to own my name.
You are a notable famous. I don't know if you know. Do you get notifications? Because I do for you now. All of a sudden, in my Gmail account, a notification alert. Somebody mentioned G.D. Fenderson online yesterday. Turned out to be that hack ride dude.
Okay, I get once in a while. I get occasionally. I'll get not often. Like I
But you're
know that
famous though. If they're alerting me, if Google, because I get them about celebrities all the time. But yesterday was the first time I got a Gmail notification that somebody has mentioned G.D. Fenderson online. I was like, well,
now
I didn't sign up for that.
somebody had mentioned uh, one of the followers of one of their followers
Yeah.
said that GD was like the worst comedian ever or something like that. And so I saw that and I responded to it. And I know what it was. He said that he was willing to bet that the special had nobody in the audience and that the laughter was added later. And that and his theory is based on the fact that you could hear the crinkle, but not the audience. But you could hear the audience. So
I
just
can't hear the crinkle, but that's because I'm deaf. I
yeah.
can't.
It's
Every time
but
somebody talks about the crinkle, I'm like, I can't hear. What the?
well, I hear it, and the thing that really bothers me is the fact that I thought I EQ'd it out, and so I don't know, and I didn't check it. I didn't listen to the whole thing after it was posted, and also that a lot of that stuff that they're listening to now is the added footage, the added bonus footage. So I don't know.
Here's something you definitely don't know because I haven't educated you on this yet. YouTube is using AI to enhance videos that we put up on YouTube. So, and you have to really kind of look at them. Like all of a sudden, my mustache will be like straight. But there, if you look at it, somebody did a whole expose on this that YouTube is using AI enhancement on stuff right now. So you can go out of your way to EQ like stuff out, and then it will think, "Oh, well, that's supposed to be in there. Let's bring it back up." So they're working against you in some cases like that.
So well, whatever. So
Yeah,
I can't fight. I can't fight YouTubies,
you can.
but
I want to see that fight. I want to see it go for 15 rounds, not
so
just 12 rounds.
so the person said that there was no audience in there. It was added later afterwards, and so I wrote no. I wrote no. Try again. LOL. That was my response, and they said no. I would tell you to try again because your show was so bad, and the best joke you had was the one that went crinkle 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 crinkle. I thought that was your best joke, and so I saw that and I went. I
Crinkle,
responded.
crinkle,
That was what they wrote.
crinkle,
That was
crinkle.
what the fan of the show wrote. The chat room person wrote. And so I just responded, well, I'm glad you like it. It took me weeks to get that one right, you know. So I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, don't engage with these idiots. Just
No,
don't do it.
no.
Don't do it.
No, occasionally that was one of the notifications I got that someone had mentioned me. And I'm like, okay, well, fine.
Have you noticed a turn in the tides? Have you noticed a turn in the tides? Of course not. You're in
No,
Maryland. You
no,
don't even have tides in Maryland.
no,
You have
I'm
blue
not,
claw
and I'm
crabs
not.
and no tides.
No, and like I said, oh, there's one thing that says GD. I think it says GD Fenderson hates Florida, and that was never, ever the. That's not even a joke. That's no.
I thought it was
As a matter of fact, that the Florida bit starts off with me saying I miss Florida.
yeah.
Well, I miss some of
What
the
does that
things
have to
about
do with the
Florida.
turn? I'm trying to change subject matters here when I say turn.
Because when you said change the title, is that because he'd written something like it
No,
ends
no,
on a
no, no.
high note or
No, 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 no,
something.
no, 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 no. I mean, it change of the tide. This is completely has nothing to do with. I don't know what it has nothing to do.
Okay, gotcha.
It has to do with comedians podcaster comedians who were completely on the Trump train, helped Trump get elected, who are now finding out, hey, he lied to us. He used us. Theo Vaughn is crying the blues, singing the blues about this. Tim Dillon is constantly pointing out, hey, this is not what he told us he was going to do. And I'm like, fuck you guys. You guys think you're so fucking smart. How could you not know that he was lying to you. This is a guy who lies to you about everything his entire life. And you claim you know to be so smart, and you didn't see that he was lying to you when he said this is not what he was going to do. All this kind of, and Tim Dillon going off on all the hypocrisy of Trump. Like, you helped him get elected. You definitely campaigned for him. Theo Von had him on his show and kissed his ass, went to the inauguration. Now they're complaining that this isn't what we thought we were getting. But none of them.
I don't know what they thought they were getting.
Yeah, that's exactly my. But none of them.
I mean, what did they? It's okay. Some of the things they thought they may have thought they were getting weren't issues. They weren't real issues. Because they're talking about cancel culture. That's not a real issue. That's something they made up. Okay, the wokeness, wokeness thing. That's something. That's a battle they made up. So they're fighting all these demons that they made up themselves.
Yeah.
So that would be like me saying I'm going to fight the moose infestation in Westminster. Okay, and then I get everybody all worked up about the moose infestation in Westminster. And then after a while, they went, wait a second, we bought all this moose insurance and there are no moose in Westminster. You lied to us. It's like, well, yeah, so that's what that's like. They bought all this crap, all this insurance for stuff they didn't need. And now the premiums are due.
I need a fact check on it. Somebody in the chat room, Google moose in Westminster.
I'm not talking about the lodges. See, and that's the other thing. People are going like, you mean the Moose Lodge? Yeah, I don't like those either. It's like, no.
If you get a Moose Lodge in your, never mind.
Well, yeah, if a Moose Lodge is in your throat, well, first of all,
I wasn't talking about your throat either. No, I was not talking about lodge in your throat. See, you just jumped to conclusions here. But none of these guys can come and I'm sorry I supported him. That's what I want to hear from him. I'm sorry I helped get him elected. They're pointing out, and if somebody said, well, at least he's not, at least he's recognizing that and not still backing him. No, that's not true. He's pointing out everything that he doesn't like, but still firmly on the train. And this goes to Tim Dillon, this goes to Theo Von, even Joe Rogan to some extent. I can't believe they're just grabbing people from Home Depot like laborers, and they're supposed to be going after drug dealers. Yeah, but I still support him 100%. Like, what the fuck? Can't you just get on the anti-train? I mean, it's just exhausting how these guys will never give up on the cult. And it's beyond the politics of it. It's the fact that they've traded any kind of rational thought for worshiping this the most evil son of a bitch who's living at the moment on the planet. And I don't throw that around a lot. The most evil son of a bitch, he definitely is that. But I just want to hear one of them say, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry for my part in this," because they definitely are. The Bro podcasters help this happen. They help get us here. So don't go fucking complaining about it until you're ready to say, "Fuck you, I'm against that motherfucker right now."
Yeah, and say, and I'm going to play hurt spouse here, and then apologize and know why you're apologizing. Okay, don't just say I'm sorry. Just say, look, I'm sorry that I took the lies. I'm sorry that I amplified the lies. I'm sorry that I created these straw men. So that people understand what you did wrong and what you did wrong.
Right.
Not just this. If my vote for Trump hurt you in any way. No, not that.
So they talk about. I don't think this was in the news. Like, sometimes I don't really hear this news all that clear because I'm still like, what was that? What was that punchline? But the judge, the South Carolina judge, she's a liberal judge.
The house with the $1.5 million home that went up in flames.
Blew up first. There was an explosion before it went up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an arson attack, right? I'm pretty sure that was.
As of this morning, when I was checking it out, this morning around maybe between 12 and 1, and the story at that point was the update was just like an hour old. They were still investigating it, according to the updated story. And it did not say whether or not the judge had received threats. It did say that the judge had ruled against Trump a few months ago, but that her decision was reversed by the next level court.
Yeah, but what you missed in that was the doxing. They've been doxing all these judges and putting all
Right.
out, and that just happened like 3 days before the explosion.
Okay, see that the they did not mention the doxing in the thing. That's because I was saying they didn't mention death threats.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were holding it, trying to keep their powder dry, or if the story was like, or if it's because it was a South Carolina paper. They're like, we're not going to out our own. We're going to wait.
Yeah,
We're
maybe.
going to wait until other newspapers are talking about it, then we'll talk about
Well,
it.
my point is this, and it's a really hard point to get to. History and historians, when they mark, like, let's just say the beginning of the Revolutionary War, they'll say the revolution really started with the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or the Crispus Attucks, or wherever you want to say. The point that they designate, and that becomes lore. Then, okay, that's where it started.
Right.
But there was shit going
Right,
on.
like July 4th. Like
Yeah.
July 4th is the myth, and we all accept it, right?
Right, like, but Thomas Paine had really been jabbing the king for a while there before all it started, so you could really go back to that. There were acts that didn't get necessarily the notoriety to be called the starting point of a war.
Right. It's like almost like a disease has been around for a while, and we finally decided to call it something, even though there were hundreds of cases before that, and either nobody recognized it or whatever.
Exactly.
So yeah, so it's almost like you could say like this, if this is a civil war, it started with doxing,
Right. Yeah. So exactly. So if I do think, and this is a hard thing for people to kind of agree with me on, I'm certain that we are in the Civil War has started. When they start bombing judges' houses, when people start getting killed for being for talking, we are at a point of civil war. We just haven't declared it that yet. So history is not going to say where this civil war started, but I think the civil war is underway, and we need to acknowledge that we your neighbors may not be pointing a gun at you yet.
Yeah, it's kind of like Russia it's like we're at war with Russia, but we're not firing shots at Russia. Russia is like attacking our infrastructure. We're attacking their infrastructure. There's a lot of cyber action and stuff like that. But it's the kind of war that as long as nobody's dying, nobody cares.
And why not? Why not eat, drink, and be merry? Because tomorrow, and like life in the U.S., football goes on, baseball goes on. It's just like we're not paying attention to the civil war
Because
that's
rich
happening.
people are making lots of money. If it was something that benefited poor people, they would have stopped it. But those billionaires and millionaires still need to make their money. So yes, the sports go on. Although Bad Bunny,
let's get Sunshine's statement in here. She says Portland is screaming it. I think Donald Trump is saying Portland is burning down. Right? We're hearing him say that. I asked Grok if there were any cameras on Portland, live cams that I could watch to see Portland burning down like Donald Trump. And Grok says, "Yeah, still listening to Trump."
did Grok say that? And then go back to
no, Grok
the other day, no matter what you asked it kept going back to something else.
Yeah, it kept going back to Jive Talking and
right. So
Barbara Billingsley or whatever her name is. Yeah.
Right. So did it say
yes,
Portland's not burning, but Barbara Billingsley is still hot? No,
it's saying there's still people jive talking in the parks, and here's a live cam where you can see them jive talking. Like, I get it, Grok. You're stuck on Drive Talk, but so Grok did show me live cams of Portland, of where it seemed like any Americans, like people in the park, people walking down the street, shopping. It's like, wait a minute, what the hell is really going on? Is because we're told it's being, and I know there is like really some brutal stuff going on with the cops, but and the military.
But it's not like it's what Fox News was showing. They mixed in current news with file footage from like 5 years ago. And since that's where Trump gets his information, he's like, look at all those soldiers and look at those police officers being attacked. Well, it was from 5 years ago, not from anything recent.
Right.
Because the man's a fucking idiot. The man's a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But his idiocy is serving his purpose, because he's so uneducated. He's, and he wants to again stay out of jail and get all the power for himself so he can enrich himself. He's happy to be ignorant. He's happy to be stupid. He's happy to be uneducated as long as he's get to be wealthier and stay out of jail.
Yeah. Now, Ken Klippenstein, don't say second baseman for the Mets. You know who Ken?
No, everybody knows. Everybody knows he was actually the inventor of he invented the first tool that the chimpanzees used in the 1960s.
I believe he's the guy who first came up with Scrat. Oh no, I'm sorry.
I thought he invented the chimpanzee tool in 1960 by Ronco.
No, I think you're thinking of Gorilla Tools first. Gorilla Glue.
Oh,
he invented Gorilla Glue. He has an article coming out out. I shouldn't say coming out, where he, I forget what it's called now. It's more powerful than an executive order because an executive order doesn't comply local police forces to enforce it. But this thing that he came out with, I forget what it's called. It's got like one of those long acronyms. It's more powerful than an executive order. And it's saying he wants the FBI, CIA, and state police to enforce people who are, now this is where it gets really, really ugly. People who are not American enough. If you're not American enough, they can arrest you and charge you with not being American enough, according to this thing that they put out. If you're not Christian enough. And who's to say enough? Like, what does that mean? I mean, and so not Christian enough could be not Christian at all. You go to jail for not being Christian. This is where we're at. And
well, what if you're Christian and just a different kind of Christian? Like, what if you're what if you're not a prosperity Christian? You're
you could be a Mormon, or you're not even a real Christian if you're a Mormon, right? All these things that are just up to Trump's sole judgment. You're not being American enough. That includes me. I can guarantee you I fall in the spectrum of not being American enough by Trump standards. And so if we're at that place, this is truly the Fourth Reich then. If we're at a place where police force can't even fight it, they can't like say, no, that's a federal thing and we're not going to cooperate with this. I'll pull it up. I'll have it ready for tomorrow. But whatever this thing is that's more powerful than an executive order, police are compelled to enforce it. So your state police can come and say, we don't think you're being American enough, off to jail with you. So yeah, we are. Yeah, yes. Thank you for pointing that out. We are. This is episode 990. We are within grasp of 1,000. Coming up, it will be on the 20th, Monday the 20th. Yes, very happy to have that. We don't have Andy Andrus for the 1,000th. I don't know what to do for the 1,000th. I don't know,
yeah, that's what I was typing. I said, yes, and we have no idea how to commemorate it.
Just everybody in the chat room, come on in. How about that?
Yes, I said we could do like a clip, like a 1-second clip of everybody that's ever been on the show, and just have that running in the background, just like or hear me out. People could buy something from the merch room to commemorate the 1,000th episode.
Yeah, let's put out a 1,000th episode T-shirt that nobody will buy. Nobody will buy.
Yeah.
So I feel like almost Monday the 20th. Yeah. But so I don't know what to do for it. But here's one thing I'm happy about: Howard Bloom, who used to play second base for the Mets. Howard Bloom, one of the world's big thinkers. He's a brainiac. He's coming back. I reached out to him over the weekend. He was happy to hear from me. Yeah, imagine that, one of the smartest guys on the planet being happy to hear from me and excited.
I'm happy to hear from you.
Imagine one of the smartest guys on the planet.
Okay.
Yeah. He'll be here Friday, Howard Bloom, and we'll talk about cosmos and sex and what does that have to do with the universe and
So that's and maybe Yoko Ono on the same day. No, I'm not gonna get Yoko. I would like to get Yoko. You don't care about talking to Yoko, do you?
Not really. I don't. No, because no, not really.
Yeah.
I mean, because the things I would ask about, she probably has already been asked 1,000 times.
Not
You
the
know.
things I would ask her about, because the thing I'm most curious about, there's this thing about John Lennon being reincarnated into this kid in Liverpool. It's floating around all
Oh
over the
yeah, I
place.
saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, obviously it's bullshit.
Yeah.
But I wonder if the family. Well, I would sue them. I would,
My
not
thing
the
is,
money. She doesn't need the money, but just to
I
shut them.
I want to know about Tommy Smothers.
What about Tommy Smothers?
Well, he was in the room with them, and he was like under the covers. I think. I just want to know, did she smothers his Tommy? That's all. Did she smother his Tommy? That's all I want to know.
Out of all the people that got kind of shadow banned from the Tonight Show, the Smothers Brothers kind of were halfway shadow banned. I don't know. Do you know that? Because Johnny would throw people off the show and say, "I never want them back." The Smothers
Right.
Brothers got too political for me. He said, "I just don't want them talking politics." Kind of like the Riyadh thing. Don't talk about the royal family, and don't talk about politics, and don't. Yeah. And but but the Smothers Brothers did come back after like 6 months, but they had to behave themselves. And Tommy didn't really want to behave himself, and kind of pushed the envelope there. Johnny wasn't a good sport about that stuff though, but for some reason the Smothers Brothers were only partially shadow banned on that stuff. But he did throw a lot of people totally off the show and never have them back. That's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
See, I would just ask her about Tommy Smothers. Not even the other brother. Was that Dick Smothers?
Dickie.
Yeah. I would just ask about Tommy. Yeah.
Say goodnight, Dick. Oh no, that's from
Good.
laughing.
That's from laughing. Yeah, good night, Dick. Good night, Dick. Yeah.
All right. So you don't care about Be My Yoko Ono?
Yeah,
would.
I mean, I remember the Yoko Ono Plastic Band, and I thought to myself, really screeching. Like I said, so I don't like to disparage people from creating their art if it's their art, and if people are willing to buy it, and uh, who am I to judge?
Thank you very much. That's my whole fucking. That's my platform. That's the platform I'm running on.
Who am I to judge?
Yeah, it's just if people are gonna buy, because I just don't have. I'm not good at the old reaction thing. I can't get. I know I started a reaction channel. I still have not done one video for it because I can't. I'm just not good at it. I got to get that.
What you do is you need to watch the show and react to it. No, I'm just teasing.
No, that's basically what they do.
Yeah,
but
I honestly now this is. I mean, was it? And this probably would have been a lot worse. Back in after I did my comedy thing in 2016, my comedy special. My parents meant well.
The greatest.
The worst comedy special of all time.
Worst,
after I did it, I was going to do a version of me watching it and reacting to it. This was in 2016, and I decided not to do that because it'll just make it too long. And so I went back to my original idea of using the subtitles. So it's like me watching it and reacting without me interrupting the show.
Now you need to go on there and explain that to them. Go ahead, go to
them. It's funny because I think he said something like he can come on the show. It's like, no, I'm not. And the last time I mentioned being on the show, or at least on.
I just want to say I disagree with Becky 100% on this. Yoko is not annoying because she's Sean's mother, and I want Sean on the program. So I'm going to say nice things about Yoko. We say nice things about Yoko on this program because we want Sean to come on. That's why. Where were we? Do you remember?
No, I was just saying that because I reached out to the guy. I reached out to him and I said, "I'll be on the show if you want me to be on the show. If you think your audience would be interested, I'll be on the show." And he gave me here's reach out to this person, whatever. And I did. And then he reaches on the show like, well, GD's begging to be on the show, or whatever he said. I don't know exactly what he said, but and I said he has nothing to say, or I have nothing to say. So, but he misrepresented it. So now he's saying he said again, it could be tongue in cheek. GD's welcome on the show. GD's welcome on the show at any time. But I've reached out already, so I'm not, and I got poo-pooed, and they didn't reach me. They didn't want me. They didn't reach back. So if they want me on there, they're going to have to reach out and say, we think our audience could benefit from attacking you live in person. So,
all right,
and I'm fine with that.
You're fine with that. Yeah, let's put it all to rest. Put it all to rest. I'm gonna leave it all out there at night. Nathaniel Radcliffe and the Night Sweats.
Okay.
I'll probably get a copyright strike just for saying that. Leave it all out there tonight. She said, Becky's saying Julian is a better person, better musician, better person. I wouldn't mind talking to Julian. I have had a conversation with him before. I had a conversation with him in 1988, right after, I think he put out Velat. He was still doing his stuff on that. I think we had him on the radio for, I want to say 6 minutes. I got to talk to Julian Lennon. It wasn't, because you don't want to ask the same questions that everybody's asking. And,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, oh, your dad. Yeah, your dad. Yeah, my dad was a Beatle. Okay. All right. So thanks for being on. Sean has a lot of opinions that I would love to add because he's a little bit political. He gets political, but different than you might expect from a son of John Lennon's, which is kind of where I would want to take that conversation. Anyway, so yeah, the Riyadh guys are still
the Riyadh guys.
The Riyadh guys. There's a lot of them. There's still most of them are still making excuses for it or trying to justify it. Like Bill Burr, I don't know if Bill Burr's thing is, well, they got Chili's over there and they got fast food restaurants over there. Yeah, they're still fucking chopping people's heads off. Whether you saw it or not doesn't excuse it. Oh, as long as I don't see it at my shows, Bill Burr is disappointing a lot of his fans.
Well, I have, like I said, I have not changed my opinion. If they weren't any of the comedians that went over to Riyadh to perform, they will never open for me. I will never allow them to open for me. Period.
I will say that I will never buy a ticket to a Riyadh comedy festival and go to see it. I'm going to boycott it. I don't know about you.
Matter of fact, I hadn't thought about that, but I'm with you. I'm going to boycott it also.
All right. Yeah, let's do that. Let's not go.
And if they film a Netflix special and they put it on Hulu or Disney or HBO, I will not watch them. If there's any shows that they produce and they're coming up and they're going to be streamed or produced and they're going to be seen on any of the streaming things, I'm not going to watch them.
Right. So tomorrow, I don't think we have a guest tomorrow. Do we? I don't know.
If we do, I'm not aware of it.
Hold on. Let me. But if we can come back to Ivy for a moment here.
Okay.
See, when I said was there any chance they misdiagnosed? Obviously, she had a cyst or tumor. Something. She had a growth that they removed in surgery, but it's possible that it really was never malignant, right? Because it just doesn't seem like 4 weeks of just eating bean sprouts or something is going to just necessarily just work its magic, right?
And that's something that she never said was malignant or benign.
Well, I asked her, is there any possibility it was just misdiagnosed? Absolutely not. How do you know?
Well, if not misdiagnosed and saying if it's malignant or benign are not the same thing. Misdiagnosed
yes, it is.
would be
diagnosis of malignant.
Yeah, but she just said it was a cancer and it was growing. She never said that it was a malign.
Well, if it's only a cancer, if it is malignant, it's not. If it's benign, it's not cancer.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so no, we don't have a guest tomorrow. We have no guest scheduled for tomorrow. That's a pity. Isn't it?
I thought there were good cancers and bad cancers. Like the cancer that eats the other cancers.
No, there's no good cancer.
What, really?
A crab, maybe. Cancer to crab.
No, those are pains in the ass. Well, it depends on who they're getting along with or who they're not getting along with. Because according to my professional astrologist, I have a an ascending Leo and a descending Cancer.
What is this about? Becky saying, "I'm just sick of lazy writing. I'm not okay with lazy writing. I'm not okay with lazy writing. Just shows most people are not motivated by laughs, but by dollars."
Okay.
The Riyadh thing. Well,
I think
yeah,
so.
it's clearly a money grab, right? And it's a money grab
Oh,
for
yeah.
people who don't need that money. I mean,
Right.
because if you go back, and this is where Bill Burr stands out among all of these guys, he in a couple of his specials was talking about people who would do things just for the money and how like they're so hypocritical, and because they're just doing it for the money and they don't need the money. And it's lots of Russ White is saying 7 watching. I don't know what he means by that. Probably on
I
the
think in
YouTube,
the chat, what he's okay.
on the YouTube channel where
No,
he's watching us
well, on the
online.
YouTube channel where you are, Russ, yes, there are only 7.
Yeah.
But there, like I said, we see things that you can't see, and I
Yeah.
think we explained this last time to you.
Yeah,
So
you go on
I don't.
iHeartRadio, look at the numbers, and I'm not going to defend numbers, but I don't know
Right.
what this obsession with.
I'm not defending the numbers. I'm just trying to find out if there's something wrong with his brain, because we explained this last time that
Yeah,
we are
well,
on on over a dozen, well over a dozen platforms.
Well,
You cannot see them all.
Let me just say, if he's somebody counting the numbers on people's live streams, there's something wrong with his brain.
Yes.
Yes.
So and the fact that he can't process the fact that we explained this last time. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I think someone left. I'm sorry. Why is it your fault if someone left? I probably
Yeah, it's not your
irritated you.
fault.
No, you're not irritating anybody. I mean, this is valuable insight. I mean, the Riyadh thing again. Bill Burr is a guy who's been outspoken against that kind of thing. I think Louis C.K. came out and said, "Yeah, I did it for the money." And just like in his book, I don't know if you know about Louis wrote a fictional book, and it's about a guy who discovers masturbation and pays a heavy price for it. Like, where did he come up with that idea? I don't know. Masturbation could
It's
get you in
probably
trouble.
AI. It was probably an AI generated book, because I don't see where he would get the material for it.
Yeah. But there were a bunch of people. I guess there were more people than I knew that actually. Jim Jeffries. I'm a big fan of Jim Jeffries, but going over there, it just seems like, why? What did you hope to accomplish? This is not gonna make them less likely to fucking blow up the Twin Towers or something. It's just not.
And it's not going to stop them from beheading the next journalist that tells a bad story about them or a story they don't like. It's not going to stop them from funding terrorism.
So here's what I need to happen. I need this to happen quickly. I need Benjamin Netanyahu to come out and announce a Gaza comedy festival and sign up all these guys. And let's see where the hypocrisy lies with this. Are they going to go to the Gaza?
Where would they perform in Gaza? Where would they perform in Gaza?
Yeah,
that's the problem. See, I don't know where they'd perform, because no matter where, if they did a hospital, it'd be blown up before they got there. If they did a comedy club, they'd have to turn it into a hospital to take care of the people that got blown up from the other hospital.
Right.
Where would they? I don't think there's a chance that they could perform there. I think if Netanyahu invited them to perform in Israel while he's still bombing Gaza, that might be.
No, I want them in Gaza, so they have to tell jokes with bombs falling all around and hostages being whatever.
And they could also go perform in Ukraine as well then.
Yeah. And on that note, I guess the administration is doing something that all administrations say they will never do: negotiate with terrorism. Like Trump is trying to cut a deal with Hamas, and he wants a ceasefire while we work on a deal. I thought the idea was not to negotiate with terrorists, right? Isn't that? It's just very.
Hear me out. I think that concept only works if you're not a terrorist. If you're not a terrorist, you don't want to negotiate with the terrorists. But if you are a terrorist, then you're not negotiating with terrorists, because you're both terrorists. You don't see the other one as a terrorist. They're just another person.
Right.
anybody could be labeled a terrorist at this point, though. And
Oh,
like,
that's true. Antifa has been labeled a terrorist organization when they're not even organized.
they're not even an organization. I don't have
Right.
an Antifa card. Now, Trump came out, and this is really, I don't know if anybody tried to stop him when he said Antifa, they hate Trump. The name is it's right in their name. They hate Trump. You mean the fascist part? Because there's no, and
Right.
not the T doesn't stand for Trump. Anti-terror, anti-fascism is what Antifa is all about. So are you saying you recognize fascism as you? I mean, I don't know where he's going with that. Trump is not in the name. There's no, and it doesn't exist. There is no such thing as Antifa. It's an idea that and an idea that the right came up with, unfortunately. So not what that was W. No, we don't negotiate with terrorists. Goes back way before WW said it. Yes, he did. But Reagan said it. You can go back to even Eisenhower said it. I'm pretty sure FDR said we don't negotiate with terrorists. It's just been a long kind of talking point. We don't
Okay,
negotiate.
this is totally separate, and you may not want to talk about this on the air. You may want to talk about it like in private in chat or something. But do you know about how long the Reverend used to? Because I thought the Reverend's news things were going to be replaced with something else.
Good. You know what? Did you see? I thought maybe you saw on Facebook on Friday night that something else left a message for me. I mean, your first headlines will be coming tomorrow. Like this was on Friday night. Like I don't do a show on Saturday. I don't need news headlines for Saturday. And that was I never got anything. I'm starting to think that she might be running Six and Stones Comedy Club in Hampton, in Southampton. Is she? I don't. It's like why even bring it up if you're not going to follow through?
Well, where does she think she's sending it? I don't know where she thinks she's sending
email.
it.
I mean, she has my email. Oh, that goes back to like a month ago. She said, "I'm going to call you tonight." Okay, yeah, sure, call me tonight. That never happened. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know.
I'm not complaining or anything.
No, I know you're not, but I am confused. Like I thought we were going to have that other news thing this morning, and we didn't. And I'm not complaining either. I'm just like confused. Like why do we even talk about it if we're not going to do it? It's kind of like my reaction channel. Why am I even talking about it if I'm not going to do it? It's a little complicated. You know, I don't want to do it with the wife in the house because she'll hear me talking about things, reacting to shit and she'll be like, "What are you wasting your time?" And then I have to hear the criticism about my reactions to reactions of reactions.
Yeah, maybe we could do it one night where the three of us, me, you, and the Reverend, are all watching the program together, reacting.
We need more popcorn. I only bought 2 big bags of popcorn. I would like to see me, you, and the Reverend in the same room at the same time, just once, so I know that you're not Janet Jackson. Because I think if I tear your nipple out, we'll find out that
it's
you
funny.
are.
There was, I was supposed to have interviewed the Reverend for Done Way Past Funny, and we never got a chance to get it right. We started, but I think he canceled. Oh, so he didn't like the questions. That's what it was. He didn't like the questions I was asking. He thought they were too stupid. And I was explaining to him. He was asking, he was like, "You know the answer to these questions. Why am I answering it?" And I was saying, "But they're for the audience, you know." And so he goes, "Well, ask the audience. Ask me something that you think the audience would be interested in, not just this bullshit that you already know the answer to."
Yeah.
And so it was hard for he and I to get together to do that episode. And he said he wanted a time limit. He wanted no more than an hour.
Yeah, we should hook him up with Ivy Supersonic and just let him ask one question. I didn't even listen.
We should get her on Steven's Beyond Conspiracy, Beyond Belief. What was it called?
It was Beyond Classified is what it's called.
Beyond Classified. We should get her on that.
It's not. That's dead. It died pretty quickly. It died like Steven's.
What?
It died like Steven's. I want to say his legs, but no. Whatever. That's a terrible thing to say. No wonder he's saying the Black and Cripple show. Jackie, that is.
Yeah.
Black and Cripple.
Does he not know the cripple is not here anymore?
Well, that's what I said. It's just a black show now. It's just Black and Oliver.
Unless you're the cripple.
Oh, that could be. Because one thing you can't hide is when you're crippled inside. That's John Lennon. Sean Lennon will answer about when he's here on Friday. Sean and Yoko or with Howard Bloom. Not going to happen. All right, let's wrap this nonsense up. I mean, I got thrown off by. I was a little, I don't know, confused at the start of the pro. I don't know if I was just like blown off my chair a little bit with the whirlwind that Ivy Supersonic presented. I could see Howard Stern having some fun with her, but it was a little overwhelming to start off with. Anyway, let's wrap this up. How about that? You want to wrap this up? I know you don't want to do it unless it's on a 0 or something, but we're coming up at 40, right? Yeah.
We're good. By the time the music ends, yeah, we're good.
All right. So tune in tomorrow when we have no guests. Wednesday we have Chad O, who's a writer, and Friday we have
Chad O. Is he related to Jackie O?
I don't know. That's not in the.
Or Cheerio?
We'll find out. Anyway, tune in tomorrow, same time, same bat station. Until then, don't forget to turn on your radio. Have a great day. Bye for now.
I
listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me.